Check one. Check one, check one, check one. Check one. No, I'm just testing levels here. Check, 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 check. Check one. Check one, check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, check.
Yeah, sounds
You
good.
sound good there. I'm going to
Okay.
give me a little count to 3, Brian.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's get this nice and close here.
Okay.
Now give me a count again.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, I think I'm going to trick you up a little bit here. Try it again.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Okay, do it again.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay.
Just making sure we're equal.
Yeah.
Equal levels here.
Okay.
And for now, I'm just going to take us down here. Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to Hillside Stadium. Kamloops Broncos football here for what is Game 3 of the BCFC season. John Keane alongside Coach Brian Olthius here for this one. And, Coach, here we go. Two teams 1-1. Westshore winning last week after losing a close one to Okanagan in Week 1. The Broncos were spanked in Okanagan last weekend, but had a great showing here back in the opener, a 41-8 victory over the Valley Huskers. So what can we expect here in this matchup here, two 1-1 teams?
Well, I think especially since Kamloops is a home team today, that they're going to be a little more prepped up than they did last week. So I think that's going to give them a big advantage. I don't know if you want to call it the smoky weather. It's just really blowing out of here today, or right at this moment, in fact. But I don't know if that's going to aid or hinder either team. The big thing is that I know that the Broncos, I was talking to the head coach, Brad Yamoka, earlier this week, and they did nothing but walk through. They did no conditioning or anything. So due to the fires and the smoke and in the atmosphere here, and of course the infamous number of when it goes up the scale, 7 is bad, and it went to 49. I don't know.
It was a real tough week in Kamloops, no doubt about it. So we'll see how much of a factor that is. Actually, the smoke blowing out, Friday, Saturday? I should say maybe more Thursday evening. Yesterday, not a bad day at all. Today, this is about as good as it gets. If you can see on the webcast, maybe in behind, well, you won't be able to see it now, but you can definitely see a haze in the air. But this is balmy, and this is fantastic air quality than what we've seen here. But again, it seems like it's a factor every time up here at Hillside Stadium. Look at that breeze. We look to our flags, to our broadcast left. And again, it's that solid, strong wind that will blow across the field here and will aid the Broncos here in this first quarter.
Yeah, again, they get the wind in the first, and I don't know, probably in the third as well. But they would like it in the second and the fourth. But here, this is how it goes, I guess. Just before we get going, too, I'd like to shout out again for Evan Murtry to keep blogging about those Broncos. And he's been an injured player and is in dire need of support, so we really want to say keep going there, Evan.
All right, that's you bet, Evan. And the crystal ball he had out here, it's maybe getting a bit more clear as we get into it here. But 1-1 Broncos, 1-1 Westshore Rebels. Rebels, the defending league champions. Let's not forget about that. They've done a lot of recruiting the last couple of years. They bring in players from coast to coast. It looks like they have a pretty good roster. Looks like they have a good passing attack. But remember, Westshore last season had that two-headed monster running back there, Jamel Lyles and Trey Campbell, and they ran roughshod here last season in the game against the Broncos. So we'll see what kind of attack that Westshore will come out here with here tonight.
Right, and another little item on the Westshore, they have co-head coaches J.C. Boyce and Shane Beatty, and Shane Beatty I coached against him in the high school system here, and very much of a tough guy, and they are co-head coaches. So and I said he's from Kamloops, so we'll have to just make it an interesting game for most of the fans here.
Bryce Couture will be kicking this one off. They have to get a little bit of a hold on that ball from the 45, and Couture has kicked it up, and we're underway here, and it's going to roll into the end zone and probably go all the way out the back. Nobody touched that ball all the way out, and a little bit of a low lining kick, and there's the wind you can see already. They will put the point up on the board for the Broncos, so they have scored first. I'm not sure if that was the design plan, but you get yourself on the board at least with that strong breeze behind the leg of Couture.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's a bonus. We don't want to see, the Broncos, I'm sure they would rather, they're going to get it all the way out to the 35. And you never know. Those guys do have, I don't know, there's no Jamal anymore, but a strong team anyhow.
Yeah, look for the running back of, Rayshon Provo will probably get a lot of carries here. He's one of the top rushers early on, third best in the BCFC here to start. It is Scott Borden Jr. at quarterback, and he will hand off right away on the right side and about 5 yards on the play, and that was to Ethan Paul, who gets the first carry, and Paul has about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, good tackle out there by number 55.
Jesse Zajeros, who is a big part of this defense again this season.
Yeah, that was a one-on-one with him really making the tackle. So
All right, so we're set to go here, 2nd and 5. The Broncos knowing that, yes, they have the wind aided here, so they'll want to see if they can get Westshore off the field as quick as possible and get to their side on offense here. But again, it will be the Westshore Rebels here, 2nd and 5. And again, it's going to be a give up the middle, and I don't think he got it. And I think the carry there was at Ethan Paul again. And he'll be maybe, 2 yards short here of that first down. 1 yard is the mark.
It's going to be close, yeah.
Keeping it on the ground here to kick things off. We have an injury on the field. It looks like Broncos' Jesse Zajeros, you talked about that tackle on first down, making a good tackle. He's down near midfield, and that would be a tough blow if Zajeros is banged up here.
Oh, I'd say so as well. This week, to be successful, I've written little things up here, and the Broncos will have to be solid on the D-line, and that's what they ran 2 big plays against them, and quick and steady on the O-line. That's nothing new or startling to be a successful team, but in this prediction, however, it is how football games are mostly won and lost right along that front line. So I look forward to seeing the team that wins. Hopefully, will be the most stable running it, and also the most stable in stopping the other team.
All right, so 3rd and 1, Zajeros. By the way, up the middle, not much there for a push. Second effort might have got that first down. Ooh. But initially it was not there, and the Broncos seemingly feel, at least a couple of players feel, that they stopped it short. We'll see where the spot is. We know they needed to make the 45-yard line, and I think the spot is going to be across the 45 from our vantage point, so it will be a hard-earned first down here for Westshore.
Yeah, they gave it a good effort there, but just going for a yard and being pretty solid up front, it was tough for the Broncos to stop that.
So it will be marked at the 45. Scott Borden on the keeper. And now he will get back in the shotgun formation. He'll have 3 receivers out to his left, 1 wide right. And the shotgun here, 1st and 10, early first quarter. Again, it's a handoff up the middle. Not much doing this time. Great tackle, wrap-up job from Darcy Chernoff on the tackle, and not much running room at all for Ethan Paul.
Yeah, Chernoff stayed nice and low there, and he was unblocked. I don't think anybody could hardly see him. He's a stout guy and made a very, very good one-on-one tackle.
Rayshon Provo has been the running back handling the majority of the running game so far for the Westshore Rebels. I'm just going to see if he's in formation or not, but he is one of the top backs in the early going, the 3rd best, 82 yards on the season. And I don't know if I see him in formation here to start this game. So it will be 2nd and 9.5, and out of the shotgun, it is Borden. He'll go back to pass into the breeze. He'll throw it out, and it's caught. No, it's dropped and incomplete, but a flag comes down near the line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd down pending the flag.
It was good protection, but again, he had to release it when he did, too. He had time to throw it, but good coverage as well for the Broncos, and we'll see. I don't know who it's against at the moment, though. It looks like it's
well, I saw it against the Broncos. It looked like it was a signal. Referee not wearing a mic tonight, but they're going to call pass interference on the Broncos here, so that'll be an automatic first down. They'll spot the ball at the 50-yard line of Westshore, and they will go to work. So what looked like a stop on defense will continue here for the Broncos on that side of the ball. 1-0 early. We're 3 minutes into this opening quarter. Westshore Rebels and the Kamloops Broncos, first of 2 meetings. These 2 teams had 2 great games last season where it was the Broncos dropping both, with both games close, 45-32 here and 34-25 in Victoria. Handoff up the middle, a little bit more room. Oh, big crunching hit right at the center stripe. And I think that was Tevin McCarty in the middle. And boy, did he light up Paul with that big hit there right over the middle.
He woke him up for sure. That was a tremendous hit. After about 5 yards, that's too far, I guess, for them to get there. But anyhow, I've had written up, too, that Westshore needs to continue to play a physical game to show their prowess. And they really, all it has been run so far. And I know they're against the wind, and that's what their plan is as well, of course. But
all right, handoff. Again, look up the middle, nothing doing. Fumble on the play. It's the helmet, actually, I should say, as it's Tevin McCarty. No, excuse me, right up the middle. It was Darcy Chernev, he had the playbook as he met the back right in behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of about 4, and the D has to be fired up after that great stand.
Great, solid tackle. That had to be the best one that I've seen this year in 2 or 3 games so far. So it was a very good defensive stand for the Broncos.
Tevin McCarty also the big crunching hit over the middle. He gets some congratulations as he goes over to the Bronco bench. Here will be a punting situation into the wind here, and already we're looking to where the returning duo is, and they're standing at the 30-yard line. We'll see what kind of a leg we can get out of the punter here. It's not a bad punt
not
at
this
all.
time.
It's going to be handled there by Max Joseph. Joseph trying to dance, and his partner didn't show up for the dance. He's tackled immediately at the 25, but the Broncos will go on offense with a 1-0 lead after holding Westshore in the opening drive.
I'm very impressed with how they kicked that ball. They kicked it with not much trajectory and kept it low, and it went 30, 35 yards into this brisk wind, I would call it, yeah.
So the Broncos will go to offense for the first time here this evening here at Hillside Stadium. It's week 3 in the BCFC. John Keane Bridalthius joining you on BCFC TV as the Broncos get set to scrimmage. They'll spot the ball from the 27-yard line. Colby Henkel in under center. Henkel right away will play action, pass over the middle, caught by Bernier, and Bernier will be moving the sticks here. Looks like he has enough for the first down, depending on the spot. And the Broncos come out chucking here on first down.
Beautiful little action by the quarterback. He looks like he's going to give just a handoff to him, and he rides the fullback and or the tailback into the line for quite a full second, and then he pulls it out or he leaves it with him. And this time he pulled it out and made a nice complete pass.
So Henkel, one of the top passers here early on, third best quarterback yards-wise so far in the BCFC. He'll go back to pass again. He'll spring it out to the right side. It's caught again on that right side, trying to fight for the first down. Looks like he'll have it. It was caught out there by Andrew Pockernick out of the backfield, and Pockernick should be able to move it close to a first down here as the Broncos quickly getting that ball out of their quarterback.
They are doing that. They're just doing these short little passes so far, just the 2 little ones. But I'm looking forward to, with the wind now, that they can go a little longer. But I don't know myself in terms of the personnel and the defense that if they're that quick in the backfield themselves. And I'm talking about the Westshore Rebels, of course.
So it is a first down. It'll be Henkel out of the shotgun. Lots of early movement there. The entire line of the Rebels moved, but were they drawn? We'll wait and see on the call. Henkel reacting, maybe just a bit of a hard count there, and had someone jump. We'll see who the guilty party. It will be Westshore on the offside call, so a free 5 yards here for the Broncos as they continue to march the field near center stripe.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on when you said a long count, and it was they looked like the front 5 guys were all stationary, so it was a good discipline play for the Broncos.
So it brings up now 1st and 5. Henkel again out of the shotgun just on his side of center field. And he'll hand it off. Up the middle, Pockernick's going to put his head down, fight forward. He'll be near the first down marker. Looks like a gain of about 4.5. And the Broncos here continue to put up positive yards in their first possession of the game.
Just looking at the Broncos' offensive line and the Westshore line, they're not out there, of course, right now, but for the Broncos, good size, and I think they equalized the size of the of Westshore.
2nd and 1, Pockernick again, this time a big hole on the right side. He cuts it back into the middle. Pockernick still at his feet. He'll get down near the 35-yard line. Good run for Andrew Pockernick, who really has been the feature back for the Broncos in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Definitely, and I got a real kick out of the quarterback. He followed him right behind. He didn't make any blocks, but he looked like if he needed to push.
Do you like your quarterback in that situation getting up there and getting his nose dirty?
No, I definitely wouldn't tell him to do that.
Colby Henkel.
Kind of comical.
So it will be Henkel here. He'll operate out of first and 10. Ball now in the 36 of the Westshore Rebels. And the Broncos on the move here in the first quarter. Henkel out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. He'll drop back the pass. He'll look over the middle. Look out. Drop the ball. And Westshore, I think, is on top of it.
They got it.
Yeah, they do. And it is Chris Larson coming in there, the defensive lineman, with the fumble recovery. As it looked like Henkel just sort of lost the handle on that one as he was buying some time in the pocket.
I think that's what it was. It wasn't a real beating anybody one-on-one too much. It was more of a slip out of the quarterback's hand, yeah.
So Westshore gets the first turnover of the game, and that wind is definitely blowing things around. They spotted the ball at about the 42, and it blew off the yard marker there. And now it will be Westshore operating here on their second position. Scott Borden Jr. at quarterback. He'll work out of the shotgun. This time, 3 receivers to the right, 1 in the backfield. And this time, he'll pass. Borden looking over the middle, pumped once. Now he has to get out of the pocket. He'll look to his left, throw over the middle. Caught now, dropped again. That went into the hands of Deshaun Greenaway, who's been their top receiver, but Greenaway couldn't squeeze it. And that's going to be 2nd and 10.
Oh, he throws well. This is the first pass we've seen him throw, and he threw a dart out there. It was only maybe about 12, 15 yards, but it was right on a line.
We are midway now through the first quarter. 7.5 on the clock, and it will be 2nd and 10 for Westshore. Out of the shotgun. Westshore came out running the ball, but now forced into a passing situation. Here comes the blitz, and it's going to be dumped off on the screen, but out of the reach, but a late flag in there. Borden was hit. And I think, who was that? I think we got Darby Kwan in there on a late hit. And those are just ones the coach is going to hate. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You have a chance to get the team off the field, bring out their punting unit, and it looked like a roughing the passer call.
Yeah, in high school, you'd have to say, son, come to the bench for a while. You cannot play that type and be successful. No, leave them alone.
That'll move it 15 yards right to midfield. And what a break for Westshore's Kwan. I want to say it was Kwan. We can't hear the number of the penalty announced up in our booth here, but Kwan looked a little bit guilty as he had quarterback Borden down on the ground. So here we go. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll spot the ball at the Broncos' 53-yard line. And it'll be the quarterback, Scott Borden. He'll screen it off. That's a lateral. He'll throw it right across the right side. It'll come down now to the Bronco bench, out of bounds near the 45. Could be a couple of yards short, but they screen it out effectively there as the Westshore Rebels are able to move the ball 8 yards.
Yeah, very close to a first down against the wind, and that's the last place you want to be. Well, it was a little bit longer now, I guess. He put it back, but...
Nate Skeet on the reception, good for about 8 yards, just shy of the 45-yard line. Again, into the wind here for Westshore to start this game here tonight. It's 1-0 Broncos on a kick single to start the game. Shotgun here for Borden. And he will hand it off up the middle, and it looks like enough for the first down. Yeah, getting around the 40 is a little bit of pushing going on in the trenches. A couple of players getting together, but it looks like enough there for the carry on the first down.
A good run, good solid run, and he knew he had to get that 3 yards or so, and gained 4.
So it is a first down, and now just inside the 40-yard line. If you're Westshore, you probably want to use the play clock here as much as you can. You don't want to play into the wind all that long if you could avoid it. So you can have some long clock-eating drives, especially like the Westshore has now. This is great. Oh, it looked like offside there, but right on the line of scrimmage, caught up the middle. Did he hang on to it?
He
right
did.
Side, yeah, nice catch there from Berhanyo Yitna. Yitna with the catch. Looked like Westshore's receivers, though, were 5 yards offside as that ball was snapped.
Yeah, it did look a little bit, I didn't know that distance, but I'm going to believe you, John.
That's why you're a great color man. You just never disagree with the play-by-play guy.
Oh, no. No way.
All right, so we get set to go. The gain was about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. And again, Borden shotgun. He will keep the ball this time. Looks like a quarterback keeper. He's bumped. He'll fight forward, and he'll bounce forward. And he will get a first down. As enough for Borden there to kind of have a little bit of misdirection. More of the option play, and he was able to get the first down.
Well, yes, that was an option for sure, and he went so deep with their offensive line, pushed the Broncos back quite a ways, and he had 5 free yards, and he got to about, he had another without being touched, and then he fell for another 2.
Down to the 27 as the Rebels continue to march this ball. Borden out of the shotgun again. 4 receivers to his right. Will he look that way? He'll look to the left, throwing outside near the sidelines, and that was way out of bounds. And maybe intended to throw out of bounds. Looked like double coverage over on that far side of the field.
I think they're doing something smart, though. He did throw it to that corner route, and we're talking to the fans really more than anything here. The wind is coming a little bit from the south west, I guess, and going that direction. And he threw it to the far corner, not into the wind as such. But I mean, there is a wind, of course, but it was a pretty safe toss that he did.
Wind swirling around a little bit now as we look at the flags to our left. It'll be 2nd and 10, boarded out of the shotgun. He'll look to the right this time. He'll throw it up and way overthrowing his receiver. It'll be 3rd down. Intended target was Andre Murphy, and Murphy would have needed his stilts to get up to get that one. It'll be 3rd down.
I think they go for it. I think it's just too, unless they have very much confidence in their kicker.
Would be a 35-yarder from this range into the breeze. There's a change of personnel. We'll see if this is the kick team or not, or the big boys going for it. Let's see a T on the ground here, so it looks like we'll have a field goal attempt of 34 yards is where they'll spot it. And we'll see who. I think it looks like it's...
Oh, the Broncos are a little bit mixed. Oh, here they go.
So the kick attempt from the left hash, 34-yard line.
Right into the wind.
And kicking this one is Kyle Clark, and it is well short. Might have got a hand on that. It'll be returned this time. It's Joseph. Max Joseph trying to get outside. He will get outside. Bodies flying everywhere. Joseph trying to bust it. He will stiff arm his opponent. Still on his feet. He dodges a tackle. Joseph might go all the way here. Joseph
There's a flag. There's a flag.
Hold the phone. There is a flag down. And that is usually in the area of an illegal block, but we'll wait and see if it is a touchdown. It's what an effort from Max Joseph. But let's watch the flag here, way back, as you mentioned, Brian, way back inside the 20.
I would say it was a well-run play. That's what happened last year, if we remember, but it was the opposite team that they kicked to the angle, but it wasn't as much of a wind. The wind didn't have that much air underneath that.
No, it's good. Penalty was against. Penalty against Westshore. Are you kidding me? Yeah. What a return from Max Joseph. You'll see that in the BCFC TV plays of the week. Joseph looked like he was tackled right in front of our vantage point about the 55-yard line, but he stayed on his feet.
It was an excellent run. You got it. He bounced, and he had a little bit of help, but a lot of it was done self-issued. It was a very well done run.
I don't have the official numbers, but that looks to me about 105-yard return.
I think it was.
Yeah, 105 yards for Max Joseph.
And if there's any Americans listening, they'll say that's impossible to be 100. Well, don't forget, this is a 110-yard game in Canada, and it looks like they're going to go for a two-pointer.
Well, we'll see. The Broncos already with that single to start the game. And they'll line it up on the left hash, so that's the giveaway right there, that they will be attempting the two-point convert. And why not here? A chance to increase the lead to 9-0, 4:14 to go here in this first quarter. Henkel will work out of the shotgun after the Max Joseph field goal miss return for a touchdown. Henkel back to pass. He'll look over the middle. Pressure comes. Got away from one, but he won't get away from the 3 others that are there. He's gang tackled.
There's a flag.
Flag in the end zone? Where is it? Yeah,
way
in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
Well, that might give the Broncos here second life.
Could be. You would think it would be on the defensive side, but it could be a push. Oh, no. There's no penalty.
The referee just signaled no penalty. Maybe it blew out of the pants there from the official in the corner.
Could have been.
Seen that from time to time. So there you go, 7-0. The convert fails, but the Broncos have to be really happy with what is really bonus points in this game. Anytime you can get some special teams, especially a field goal return for a touchdown, you just take it. You do not look the gift horse in the mouth, and you move on. Yeah,
the big boys did a good job there, and even though it was, they don't practice blocking much, but they mostly practice tackling, but they did a good job there.
All right, so the Broncos, that was 7-0 lead, and they will use this big break. Well, you know what? It was after the penalty is actually applied on the kickoff here. So
it was a roughing penalty.
Unnecessary roughness. So they apply it to the kickoff here. So another chance for a single. Here's your convert attempt right now, if you want to call it that. They'll kick off actually from the 50-yard line of the Rebels. And if you're Couture, I think you just try to pound this and hope you don't hit the upright to keep it in play. So we'll see if Couture will just try to...
The holder is offside, but...
That's a good point. Yeah, I wonder if they get him on that. Let's see the line judge here. He'll keep his flag in his pants for now. And the kickoff will come down at the goal line. It'll be fielded from there. Some room up the middle, though, to run. Look out, room up the right side. Nice tackle or a tackle attempt used there on special teams, and I want to credit Caden Cook with that play. It looked like a whole lot of running room was upcoming on the return before Cook made the tackle.
Oh, I agree. Cooker made a big play. He was the last one there and came hard. Maybe dipped a little too low, but at least he slowed the guy, the ball carrier, and another Bronco made the tackle.
Kane Stevenson on the return, almost some hellfire and brimstone there on that return. He was tripped up before. You know what? If Cook doesn't make that tackle, I think Kane is probably still running.
I think so too. He would have been against that wind, so that's why he would still be running. It was very, very stiff wind.
All right, so it is 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line, and it will be the Westshore Rebels back on offense. Scott Borden, quarterback, shotgun, looks to his right, has a man. Great little one-handed grab, and it'll be near the first down marker on that catch from Kane Stevenson again. So right after a decent return, he gets the first one tossed to him, and he'll be about 2 yards short of the first down.
And I'd call that a great tackle. He by 55 for the Broncos. He hung on to the receiver, and the receiver was getting very uptight, but he did exactly what he has to do, hold him, and now it's is it a passing down? We'll see.
2nd and 3, and it's a give up the middle, and it should be enough for a first down. Looked like that was Ethan Paul on the carry. Actually, I think on that time it was Aiden Enns Horvath now getting some carries. He was brought in there. Now he'll check out of the game.
I just have a little trivia, well, not trivia, I guess, but Westshore Rebels. They've been called 6 different names in versions. Yeah, they go from the Dolphins all the way to the Rebels, and there's a whole bunch in between. I don't have time to say who they are now, but here we go.
Do you have them all written down? I'd like to hear this little rendition, actually. Give up the middle this time, fighting forward. Good power run there from Westshore's Rashawn Provo. There's Rashawn Provo. We were wondering where he was. He's put up some good numbers the last couple of weeks. Start season, Provo gets the carry. He has about 7.
I honestly didn't think I'd have time to put in all 6 because you're doing the play-by-play, so I only put 2 down, and I'm very...
No. Well, let's make them up. What could they be called? The Westshore Islanders.
I do remember one more. I think there were one was the Islanders.
The Westshore...
I think there was.
Royals.
Sharks came up here. Islanders, yeah.
The Rebels, though, is what they're called now, and it's a quarterback keeper. Borden trying to run this one. He got away from a couple. Borden still on his feet, tripped up now at the 40, but here's Westshore's big offense coming, and Borden's fired up as he's able to rumble inside the 40-yard line, and Westshore looked pretty slick on that play as he brought it down to the, they'll mark it right at the 40.
Indeed, I agree totally when you say slick. He looked confident. He had moves. He ran low. He ran quick, and he got excited at the end. He just threw the ball down, or in a sense. And we have here one of the officials saying he could have been called for that.
The over-exuberance, perhaps, on the first down. Well, he signaled first down. He was pretty fired up, and now he'll work out of the shotgun. Here comes the blitz for the Broncos, and Borden gets it off. It's complete. Trying to cut, make some room here, and dance out of bounds. He's hauled down, and that was caught by Berhanyo Yitna once again. He's a couple of yards shy of that first down.
I see right at the tackle spot. It's right near the sideline, number 99, a big D tackle. And I'm not. He was right there at the end, tackling, helping make the tackle for the Broncos. A good job from the hash all the way to the sideline.
Give Yitna about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. And again, we reach the final minute of this first quarter. Broncos up 7-0 thanks to a Max Joseph 105-yard missed field goal return. Passing wide open, caught on the right side, and it's Kane once again on the catch. And Kane Stevenson, I should say, will have the first down, and he'll move the chains. And this is a good-looking drive here by Westshore. Oh,
I'm saying it's excellent. I agree totally there. What he's doing is just doing those short little passes, and they're connecting on him. He has a great arm, and the receiver is just doing just short little hooks and giving him all sorts of, the line is giving him all sorts of time to throw.
Might be the final play of the quarter. We'll wait and see. Down to the last few seconds of the first quarter. It's first down Westshore Borden out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll look lots of time. He'll look over the middle. Has a man and in and out of the hands. Intended for Berhenyo Yitna. Again, Yitna couldn't squeeze it. It was there for the taking. Thought maybe he could bring it in. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's catchable, definitely, at this level. It should have been caught, I think. He threw it on a line again. Beautiful throw, and the receiver was open and just a little bit off his fingertips.
So we'll be 2nd down, and the Westshore Rebels will get one more play out of the deal. This will be the last play pending a penalty flag, so they'll get a chance to fire here into the breeze one more time. But this quarterback, Borden, really throws a nice tight spiral into that wind.
An excellent pass
really
he
gets
throws.
A lot out of that ball.
Does he ever?
All right, so we'll see what Borden can do. 2nd and 10. Quarterback looks to his left. He'll try to throw it up to the post, into the end zone, and way out of bounds. That is asking a lot to throw it into the end zone corner from the 30-yard line, and it will bring up the end of the first quarter. So all in all, how would you assess the Broncos in that opening quarter, Brian?
I think the score flatters them a little bit, but it was good. Yeah, it was a good quarter. I mean, they had the wind, and they should have, I don't want to say should be 7 points ahead, because on paper they're not quite what Westshore is, but no, it was a very good half of or quarter of football. What I've also written down here is the Prairie Conference, and we're talking Alberta, Saskatchewan. That starts league starts this weekend as well. So they're about 3 weeks, I guess, behind.
3 weeks, yeah. They had to wait for the snow to come off the fields, probably, right? And I say that tongue-in-cheek. I'm from Saskatchewan. So
there you go.
We've had an excellent summer out there, almost a 2-drive summer, like we've seen here in BC as well. Not a lot of rain.
For the crops.
Yeah, recently, though, some good signs, some good rain showers that are over the prairie provinces. So now we're going to see another field goal attempt, and you're probably thinking if you're Kyle Clark, you better make this one. We saw Max Joseph take it all the way. Brody Bernier is deep, but he's standing 18 yards deep into the end zone. And it will be an attempt from Kyle Clark from the 30. He has it up, lots of leg, and he is good as he pounds that one onto the running track in behind. So this one works in Westshore's favor. But if you're the Broncos, you hold a good-looking drive to a field goal, and the Broncos continue to lead here 7-3.
Yeah, a little item on the Broncos here. They're just getting ready to get on that field. I thought, when we were at the game for 2 weeks ago, the big play 2 weeks ago I already thought was an interesting one was when the Broncos recovered their own punt and made a total of 60 yards on the punt and punt recover, and it went for a touchdown. It was a total team effort, and they didn't give up. They just sort of not give up. I mean, they had the ball, of course, or picked it up, and everybody helped out, blocked it, or whatever. So I thought that was a big play on their behalf.
I would agree. And it did not make the BCFC Plays of the Week. So here's the shout out to the folks that cut the video there. A great onside-looking kick that didn't make it. I'm not sure what made over top of it. There's all sorts of movement here on first 10. And no doubt it was Westshore. They're trying to send a couple of extra personnel on the pass rush. And they were way offside. They were almost in west side there on that one. They will blow that down. It'll be a free 5 yards. And
for you people, west side is about 6 kilometers or more north of Kamloops. So
that's a long ways.
And
from
John
here.
Doesn't exaggerate.
No, they were over there. They were at least in Bachelor Heights. All right, so here we go. It'll be 1st and 5. The Broncos get a freebie there, 1st and 5. And Henkel will work out of the shotgun here. We've seen a pass rush at times come from Westshore, and they were trying to bring the noise there on 1st and 10. Shotgun, Henkel. He will go back to pass, and he'll throw over the middle. It's intercepted right in the hands, and this one could be coming back, but there's a flag down. It's intercepted, brought back for the touchdown by Malik Womack, but guess what? Henkel took a late shot and is still down, and I think this one is coming back. It is roughing the passer. Wipe it off the board if you're Westshore, and the Broncos have second life here big time. Wow.
Agreed again. They do have life. The rush was excellent, and they forced but then it was over exuberant, and he hit him a little bit late. So it's coming back, and it's no fault of the officials or any team really. It was just except for that one player who didn't have to do as much as he did.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous on the hit. Henkel goes down, and that is a big play. When you look at big plays throughout the game, and that's going to be one right there that negates what would have been a pick six for Westshore. Instead, 15 yards forward, and the ball now at the center stripe, and the Broncos have 1st and 10 here, aided by 20 yards of penalties so far in this drive. Henkel, and they're going to blow this one before it snapped, and they had yet to get the clock moving, so they have it going now. And the Broncos will reset here on 1st and 10. Henkel trying to get the play in. He's got receivers wide out on both sides.
He might be, they're very close to lining up offside there, but...
Henkel throws a quick one, caught, left side, Pockernick, room to run, and maybe 7, maybe 8. As Pockernick, we've seen him carry the ball out of the backfield, but quite efficient at also receiving the ball from there as well.
Pockernick, I would say the same, but I just say maybe a little more burst as soon as you catch that ball, turn it upfield, and he was maybe a little slow. He could have got, they're just short by a yard or yard and a half, and he could have had that first, I do believe. 2nd
and short, Henkel shotgun, here comes a bit of a blitz, and it's up the middle. Pockernick pushing forward, and he should have the first down needed to get to the 45. See the body crash over the 45, and it will be a first down here for the Broncos as they're able to move the ball. You see how the wind has affected the kicks into the breeze here. Is this really 3-down territory for the Broncos? Is that how you'd approach coaching with really a wind that it's tough to convert field goals on?
For seeing how they have kicked this year, well, it hasn't been great. Last game they missed a couple converts, I do believe. And so I think for the Broncos, it's definitely. And then looking at the the field goal for Westshore earlier there, it's 3-point as well.
Henkel passing and couldn't connect with Brody Bernier in the far side of the field. Bernier was down around the 40 looking for that ball, but Henkel zipped it in there, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
Henkel's arm is big. Those receivers got to know when they make that cut, the ball could be right there. He throws the ball very well as any quarterback I think I've seen since the Broncos were in existence. They're very impressed with him.
All right, so it's 2nd and 10 now from the 45-yard line. Henkel will work out of the shotgun. Lone back in behind him. 3 receivers to the right. All sorts of movement again. They're going to blow it down right away. Looked offside from our vantage point. We are the Broncos broadcast team, so I think we'll wait and see what the referees have to say, but it looked like there was definitely offside Westshore, and that is the call here from the official.
I love a quarterback, too, that has that hesitant down, and then wait a little bit, and then do it again. 2 quick ones, can go on 4.
Well, and if you're coaching, Charlie Kardalicki here for Westshore, you're probably, that's the 3rd offside now already. I don't know how many you allow your guys. I can see you're aggressive. You can take the odd one, but that's 3 now when we've played only 16 minutes of football. So again, here comes a pass rush. Henkel gets it off, caught on that far side of the field. And again, I think Henkel took another late hit. He was buried by Kent Hicks. And I think there's flags everywhere here.
Are there ever?
It's caught, and it'll be marked at about the 34-yard line, but pending the penalty here. So I believe the officials are talking to the Broncos side here. Flag still in the middle of the huddle, but I think we're going to see the referees emerge out of this and march it further into Westshore territory and see what the call is. But I think it might have been roughing the passer here.
I think so, but they're not.
You are both ways.
It's going both ways.
Well, there was a chop block actually called against the Broncos, and then the roughing the passer. So I think that's a wash, I believe, and they'll redo the down as it's spotted at the 40.
And when you hear chop block, the chop block is probably the worst penalty you can do against another team. And teams don't. That's the ugliest, dirtiest penalty you can do. Could it be accidental? It could have, but anyhow. I've also just want to say a little thing about Todd Weisman. He's a defensive coach for the Broncos, and he has a claim to fame because he played in the CFL. He laid on probably the best hit on a guy named Rocket. You know what his last name is? Ishmael?
Ishmael, yeah.
When they both played in the CFL, Todd coached high school football here with me for years at Cam High. So it's here he is.
Were you allowed to hit the rocket back in those days? I don't think you were able to. You weren't allowed to, I didn't think. He was Mr. CFL. He was the face of the league for
He was. I think maybe Todd got blackballed after that.
Take a look out. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to be sacked back on the 50-yard line. Heavy pressure coming there, and it'll be third down here for the Broncos, and they'll be trying to punt into this stiff wind with a 7-3 lead. Clock running here under 12 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And also, you were talking a little bit earlier about the Charlie Kadicula, the head coach. Trivia. Charlie scored the first touchdown ever for the Rebels. So we're talking, he's quite an old guy, in fact.
Wow, were you at that game?
Oh, I wouldn't. I was still in. No, I was past diapers, I guess. But. And his famous father is John Cardicula, who's, I bet you he's at the game here himself.
That's great. Great stuff, Brian. All right, we get set here for the punt on third down. And we'll see what kind of a, look out, bobbled, and Couture's going to run this, or is he going to punt it? He did get it away, and he'll pound it near the 20. It goes out of bounds. That might be the best punt you've seen from Couture all season.
I think you're correct. I was just going to say that coming out of your mouth. It was beautifully done. It looked like it was scripted, but I think we have to say.
We've been hard on him this year. 2 weeks ago here against Valley, he couldn't. His aim was off. He was pounding them across the track and over by TRU, and he was able this time though to have an excellent angle on that. After bobbling the snap, he made the most of it.
I'll try to run down after the game and give him a big hug.
All right, so that's a great punt. Actually, after the sack, it'll net probably about 30, 35 yards. And we'll bring up now Westshore on offense with the wind, and it'll be from their 20-yard line. Right side, not much room. Here come the Broncos D. They swarm. A flag comes in again on the tackle. Borden brought down by several Bronco jerseys in there. We'll see what this flag is for.
Yeah, you would think it wouldn't be against the defense. It was a solid job, but
only thing I could think of is maybe a face mask during the tackle that we can't see from our broadcast.
And I think we see that. I think we saw the action of that. Yes, it was face mask. You got the good eyes, John.
Well, I was just a guess, completely a guess. But usually when you see a tackle made where the quarterback's in a tough spot and there's 4 or 5 guys at him, flag comes in there, you can usually bet someone grab that face mask, and that'll be a 15-yarder.
But they did such a great job, and that's what just gets the coach, the head coach, any of the coaches so broken up because they did such a great job stopping them, and then one hand goes up in the face.
15-yard penalty puts the ball to the 35-yard line. Westshore, 1st and 10. Borden is going to throw over the middle, and it almost was caught for the unintended receiver. Assad Guled Sharif turned around after the ball was overthrown, and it hit him right in the numbers, but he wasn't expecting that pass to come.
Wow, well, the velocity of it was tremendous. A great throw, but again, it didn't go much more than 2 meters above the ground, it didn't look like. And multiple athletes or players could have touched it, it seemed like, but it found its way.
2nd and 10. Shotgun here for Borden. Lots of receivers to choose from. 2 to his right, 3 to his left. He's on the far right hash. Back to pass. Borden again, and it's through the arms, in and out of receiver Berhanyo Yitna, who's been a favorite target of Borden here. And that'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll see our first punt with this big breeze here, coming with 10.5 to play in the second quarter.
Good. I'm kind of glad on one little item. I had a big issue I was going to mention here, and I don't want to do it now because the officials have let the kids play, and so I'll lay low on this, and we'll just watch a good football game. Well, now they're really giving them lots of room.
Are we going to talk about the rule change with the challenges in the CFL?
Oh, well, we should do that too.
There.
Are they a little deep? Here. I think they're a little deep.
Well, we'll see with the wind. We'll see what can happen. It's angled way out of bounds. That one is kicked almost down the hill in Kamloops. And punter Clark, all he could do was sort of bend over. In fact, that isn't Clark. I think that's Kent Hicks, the big D lineman handling the punting duties.
Someone's got to teach him about the word called airstream. Go with the wind.
Yeah.
He kicked it to the side.
I think that Hicks thought he was into the wind. I think he thought he was into the wind.
I thought that.
I don't know why you're angling a punt with a big breeze like that.
I honestly would say the same thing. He might have forgot.
Wow. Well, so far, special teams have not been the friend of the Westshore Rebels. And that was a net punt of 10 yards, a 10-yard punt, not even an 8-yard punt. I don't know what that was about. All right, so it's 1st and 10. Here goes Henkel. Look out, and he is hammered on the sack job there. Clean all the way through was Connor Whitney, and Whitney made short work of Henkel. He came in unblocked.
They have to have their best offensive lineman on that left tackle spot. And because the quarterbacks mainly want to throw right and against the wind too, with the wind, they're trying to find the seam. So the seam is right there, and he turned, and son of a gun, their left tackle, I like the guy, but I won't say his name, but he's got a block.
7-3 Broncos with the lead and into the wind here in the second half. And the Broncos now facing 2nd and 16. Henkel. He'll go back to pass. The throw to the right side. It's in and out of the hands of the intended target. And that one maybe should have been caught. Tyus Duneveld had a chance at that. And it goes in and out, and it'll be quickly 3rd and 16.
Yeah, now what do? Do they aim that ball to the 10-yard line, do you think, on the left?
That would be very...
I think so.
That would be perhaps a little overzealous to try to punt that into the wind, but Couture will handle it, coming off what we call his best punt of the year.
Aim right at the official that's on the
26-yard
line.
26-yard line.
He's a good target.
All right, we'll see what Couture has in mind. He bobbled the last snap and ran it up to the line of scrimmage before letting it go.
He looks like he's going to just kick it straight. I'd kick it to the corner.
Looked like early
there was
movement.
Procedure, yeah.
Early movement, but I think it was Broncos' early movement this time. It really looked like Westshore was coming after that punt block, and they're going to force one of the linemen there to pop up early. Can't get the number from up here, but it will be a 5-yard penalty, and it will be 3rd down over.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother him too much. It shouldn't at this stage right here, but see, just to get them all lined up again,
So it will be, after they whistle in the procedure call, they'll march it back 5. Ball now at about the 52-yard line of Westshore, and Couture to punt.
Here they come.
Yeah, they look like they're lined up and ready to go. Couture will take the snap, and he will have lots of time.
Nice.
Good punt to the middle of the field. It takes a Bronco bounce.
Give him 5.
And it'll be fielded around the 20-yard line. And
silly.
Yeah, that was tackle there made by Tristan Murray. Murray came in there, and, it's a 5-yard penalty, but the officials do have the ability to make that a 15-yarder if they deemed it was a little over-aggressive, and I think that's what they're talking about right now.
I was talking to him at Ribfest today.
Which ones did you get? Did you have the ribs today, Brian?
I did not, but I saw Tristan, and I said a few words to him, and I said, "Hey, I know your dad was a great fighter in hockey, and you don't fight in football."
You didn't tell him to don't give the no yards and run over the. They're going to mark. This is going to be a 15-yarder, I think.
I know. Yeah, we just Ross. Here is beside me. The official said, "Yeah, it's going to be 15." And son of a gun!
If you just make a nice gentle tackle, they're probably not going to make it the 15. But it was very aggressive, and they kind of throwing away the returner, and it will be the 15-yarder. So here it is, first down. Give up the middle. This time there's room up that right side, rumbling forward, and we'll see who that carry was this time. It's going to get all the way to the 50-yard line. And there is Aiden Enns-Horvath with a decent run there for Westshore. It
was a good run. They're confident. They're behind by 4 points only. I know it's 7-3, but they're biding their time. They say, we got to push these guys around. We're going to make a statement here.
Westshore, big football club. Give up the middle on the right side again. It's Horvath, and he's tripped up, but he'll be at least 8, maybe 7-8 yards on that first down carry. Again, Aiden Enns-Horvath on the carry.
I like their game plan. That's the Westshore Rebels. That hey, we're going to, and I really think that they like to be physical. I know from their head coaches, both of those guys like the physical game, and they want to dominate there. So we'll just see. I'm sure they'll throw in some passes, but because everybody needs to have some manna that they're going to eat. And
second and about 2, 1.5. Shotgun again. Borden, he will hand it off this time. Right side, lots of room. Brought there, Rayshawn Provo with the carry. Provo will move the sticks on a good running across that right hash, far side of the field.
Tremendous surge by the front 5 of Westshore. They all went, the line of scrimmage, we can see where it's lined up, and they basically pushed the Broncos 10 yards back, and all we saw was white and red yet. A very, very good push.
Under 7 minutes now, clock running in the second quarter. Broncos up 7-3, but the Rebels knocking on the door here, 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage from the Broncos 39. Again, it's up the middle, Provo, and he'll fall forward and get about half the distance to that first down. Westshore seems content to keep the ball here on the ground.
I like this. I really do. I guess that's old-time stuff, but I'm an old-time guy, and it looks...
Did they allow forward passes when you played, or was it all back laterals?
They had to give 1001, 1002 before they could rush.
Yeah, leather helmets we hear from the gallery.
Oh, yeah, they pretend they're young, these guys beside me.
All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard run from Provo. Passing right side, wide open, caught, looking for a little bit of room on that far side of the field. It should be enough for the first down. And walking with some swagger is Yitna after getting the first down reception.
Yeah, they're picking. Oh, they gave it a 3rd down here. I don't know. They're going to measure? No, they're not going to measure.
First down now. Now they flip it over.
Oh, there they go.
The chains. Okay. Gain of about 5 to 6 on that play. So it will bring up first down. Clock continues to run here. They'll spot it at the... Let's see, it looks like about the 28-yard line. Middle, look out, Borden hammered there by McCarty, and the ball's thrown incomplete, but Tevin McCarty coming unblocked from that right side, and he introduced himself there to Scott Borden Jr.
He did fly through there. He flew the air. He went hard.
See, that's great timing, I think, there from McCarty. Yes. It wasn't late at all. Quarterback, just when there's a chance to get the sack and you're thinking he's going to get the sack, doesn't happen, but the hit still goes through the quarterback. Then you're looking at a good, clean hit.
Correct. No, it was good. No cheap shot, so to speak. It was just a good football play for sure.
So it brings up 2nd and 10 here. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line. Westshore here trying to chip away at this 4-point deficit. Borden shotgun. 3 receivers to his left with the win. And the give, the quarterback's going to keep it. He sold that well. Running around the 20-yard line. Flag comes in at the 20 as out of bounds, probably just shy of that first down, maybe by a yard or 2. But that's an interesting flag and where it occurs.
I think it's a hold. I really do from that vantage point. Yeah, and it is.
Yeah, and they're marching backwards here. Westshore is, so will be a holding call. So that'll bring up 2nd and 20 after what looked like a good little 8-yard scamper from the quarterback. If you're Westshore, you execute that little option quarterback keeper quite well, and it's got the Broncos a couple of times already. I think you have to keep on going back to your bread and butter. That looks like a real effective play.
It does. I think their clientele is great for that type of football, and I don't know if they're doing it all the time. I mean, they're not throwing so much, but they love the ground game. Now it's in a throwing down, it looks like. But
ball spotted at the 38, 2nd and 20. Borden shotgun. He will go back to pass. Looks to his left. He'll throw it up over everybody's head. And that was intended for Kane Stevenson, but it was overthrown by a good 10 yards. And 3rd down now. If it's a field goal, we're looking at 45 yards with this wind. We'll see what Westshore decides to do.
It's an interesting thing for a coach. It would be an interesting call. I don't think you kick the field goal, but it's because why? They're still going to be behind by 1 point. I think I would go for it.
Well, it is 20 yards though, so it is. They're going to try the field goal.
46-yarder, yeah.
Clark will come out and try what's been spotted at the 46, as you mentioned here. Leg should be no problem with this wind. We saw him pound one through the end zone earlier on the first field goal attempt. Spotted at the 46. This is Westshore kicker Kyle Clark from the right hash. Ball up, down, kicked, and it has enough leg, and it is good.
Very nice kick.
Wow, what a nice field goal.
Was
46 yards for Kyle Clark.
Right through the middle, and it could have gone another 5 or 10 yards, maybe even further.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
It was
very
pounded.
nice kick.
So 6 points now on the board for Westshore. They trail by 1. Broncos have the lead, 7-6, 4:15 to go in this second quarter. And they'll be getting the ball back here. They'll spot it at the 35-yard line. If you're the Broncos, passing game really hasn't been there in the second quarter. Into the breeze, and not a lot of time for Colby Henkel to operate here. We're seeing a better and more sustained pass rush here by the Rebels. So Henkel will operate. He's got 3 receivers to his left. And Henkel back to pass. He will just toss it up softly. It's caught. Trying to turn it up the middle is Tubajan. He's going to tiptoe out of bounds, but not before a decent gain. Jacob Tubajan, he has 2 rushing touchdowns this season. That leads the BCFC, by the way, and he's able to tiptoe on those sidelines and move the chains.
That's an amazing little run. I was very impressed with that. Nice throw and a quick little dart pass and skipped along that line, as you mentioned.
Broncos move the chains here on first down. They will spot it from their own 46. Under 4 now to go in this first half. Henkel, shotgun. 2 options in behind him. He will hand it off. Right side, nice cut. Joseph again, another cut in the middle. He stumbles, and then he's dumped near midfield, just shy of the first down. But lots of options there for the Broncos on offense. And this time, Max Joseph takes the carry for what looks like 9, maybe the first down.
Yeah, very well done. Especially now against the wind. Those are timely. They want to wear the clock down, and because pretty soon the 3-minute comes up. I just wanted to mention, too, for the Broncos, they have I have Curtis Muchman. He's in his 4th year. Derek Waldy from Saskatchewan. He's in his 4th year at the O-line. And Brody Bernier, he's a 5-year man. So there's I think those are the 3 guys that have had the most tenure in on the Broncos.
They bring in the sticks for a measurement. Yeah, they measured it, and it had about half the football on the positive side, so the Broncos able to move the ball, consecutive first downs, and the clock will march toward the 3-minute warning here. Good spot, I thought, a generous Broncos spot on that last run by Joseph. We can see that we're spotted about the 54-yard line here of Aronas. That's where they'll march the ball here on first down. Henkel as the clock ticks. 7-6. Broncos with the lead. First down near midfield. Henkel will pass, throw it over the middle. It's caught right side, protecting that football well. Brought down near a first down, but then the pushing match breaks out near the sidelines. It's Max Joseph for the Broncos. And on the Westshore side, Marcus Brown was getting involved. Nice catch, though, and it'll be near a first down. Give it 8.
Very, very nice play as well. And again, I should say, Colby Henkel continues to impress me in terms of his he's looking at 2 receivers, and he threw to the deeper one this time. Very, very confident, and he gets up and does it all in terms of what a quarterback's asked to do. So
Tim Salipa was on the reception, and this should be now the 3-minute warning here. They'll bring the guys in here for this 2nd and 2 situation. Broncos look a little bit confused here, and what now they whistle in the 3-minute warning. We were expecting that to happen, and actually, the Broncos actually used the timeout. They had to use the timeout here. So Broncos here on 2nd and 2. I'm not sure if they had the right personnel in the field. Maybe that was the confusion.
Could have been, but that hurts. They got something rolling here, and they're short. 2nd down. That's a big play for the Westshore, even though it wasn't a play. It was just a delay in the game, and for them to call a timeout now, son of a gun, they just had a time to do it. So
Well, we will. We're now into the longest 3 minutes in sports. Now we'll see how the Broncos handle with the ball here on second and 2. And the Broncos here a chance to try to keep the ball, the clock moving here, and maybe get some points on the board before the half, and more importantly, maybe keep it out of Westshore's hands here in the final few minutes. So Hinkle, he'll hand off right up the middle. It's Tubajan, head down, fighting forward, and he should have the first down there.
Good effort. Good effort by the big fullback. He, or stout, but I shouldn't say big.
Tubajan had about 2-3 yards there.
Yeah,
they'll spot it at the 42-yard line, and the Broncos here are on the move on first down. Into the wind here. They'll use all of the play clock as it continues to tick down. Hinkle, shotgun, formation from the 42. First down, 2 or 3 receivers to the left. He will look over the middle. It is almost caught. Bernier to reach back. Make that Salipa had to reach back and try to bring that one in. Tyus Duneveld, I should say. I'll get it right on the third receiver attempt. Tyus Duneveld drops it. Pass was a little behind him. Second down.
Just going back to another topic, really, but I just felt a little disappointed after 2 weeks ago anyways that the seconds, the guys who don't play so much, were waiting to get in, and the Broncos had a lead for once, and they didn't get him in. So I thought, come on, coaches.
Do you think, though, perhaps it is week 1, you're trying to get as many plays for your starters as possible?
Yeah,
that
has to come in there. You got it. Yeah, that would be part of it. Second
down now and 10. Hinkle to pass again. He'll look to his right. It's caught by Bernier. Can he get a first down? He will, and try to hitch a ride, and making the tackle is Desron Kyer. And Kyer celebrating like he has the ball. There's a discussion going on, and the officials, 1 points one way, 1 points the other way here, and they'll huddle up and see whose ball it is. Broncos feel like they retain possession of the ball, but they will be talking about this. The 3 officials gathering on the sidelines to discuss. It's a long discussion.
Is it ever? I thought for sure it's Broncos' ball, because he was down and maybe there was another guy underneath him, but...
And a long chat here going on from the officials here, and they'll bring in a fourth to discuss. It would be first down, Broncos on the catch and run Bernier, but a nice play. Desron Kyer almost tried to go water skiing there in the jersey. It is Broncos' ball, and that's
I think it has to be. Yeah, I don't know. Again, come on, refs, don't take so long. Let's get this thing going here.
So first down, and more importantly, I don't think the ball was out of bounds, so we'll see if the clock runs here or not.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a great play by the receiver. That could have been the play of the half. He did not go down, but then he wanted to keep he wanted to go down inside the boundary. He could have got out, but they want to kill the clock after.
He did go down in the boundary because the clock is moving here. And again, early movement, it looked like.
Should
they're going to get the play. Hinkle throws it up, caught and out of bounds. Nice play. Tim Salipa. Silky smooth hands. He's inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 15 as Hinkle finds Salipa there just before getting out of bounds.
And Hinkle's throw as well. Both of those were gorgeous. That had to be the nicest play I think I've seen this year yet. The timing, the catching of it, the throwing of it, the protection. It was just an ideal play.
Tyus Duneveld on the grab there. Thought that was Salipa again, but it was 81. Tyus Duneveld, so he makes good for an earlier drop, and we're going to mention when good light this time. Back to pass, Hinkle over the middle, into the end zone, but whoa, he was looking for Bernier. Brody Bernier trying to bring that in, but a little bit out of the reach. Second and 10.
I was thinking that, oh boy, yes, those quick little outs, now go over the middle. But again, good coverage by Westshore. Very good coverage.
All at the 15-yard line.
You had to throw it away, really, to somewhere that it couldn't be caught. Good coverage again.
Second and 10. And the Broncos have used a strong passing attack here on this drive. And here we go. Hinkle out of the shotgun. Tubajan, the lone back. And now he'll get up in beside and take off for formation. Look out, here comes the pressure. Henkel is going to go down. He's gang tackled. A couple of Rebels in there. Kent Hicks, Byron McKinnon also in the mix. And it looks like a long third down upcoming. And see where they spot this ball. Does Couture try a field goal? Here comes Couture out at least to do something. Bryce Couture. And I think they might try to kick this field goal.
Again, coverage. They better have to the left. To their left, the Broncos better have a fan, a good fan side there, because it's going to, if anything, it's going to go a little into that corner, I do believe. Or if it's not kicked with some air, going to be the low trajectory and easy to block.
30-yarder. So this will definitely challenge the leg because of the breeze here for Couture. It's spotted between the hashes here, so he's just trying to kick this ball straight forward. Ball is up, kicked down, and it is wide left.
Watch out, here it is. Here it is. Here's that wide
out of the
side.
End zone, and nice
Great tackle.
A couple of Broncos converge. They're trying to get a number from across the field from our vantage point, but a nice tackle on the missed field goal. It's brought out to about the 10-yard line, and it looked like it was the tackle made there by Colton Tufts, perhaps. Was it Colton Tufts? Just wide, though, but you called it. You thought that the wind was going to push it to the left, and it pushed it outside the upright. And because the ball was ran out to out of the end zone on the missed field goal, they'll spot it at the 20.
Correct. Yes, I got you. Yeah. So they still have a lot of time, especially, again, as we said, it's that last little bit of each half.
So 85 yards in a minute 15 with the win.
Yeah, I'd say easy.
Borden and the offense for Westshore back on the field, first down. Borden back to pass. Lots of time. He's going to air this fluttery ball, and it is caught out of bounds before the catch coming from Deshaun Greenaway. Greenaway pretty fired up that he caught that ball. He's reacting like he's actually never done it before, but we know, judging by his numbers this year, that, in fact, he has caught some passes. In fact, 13 heading into the game here tonight.
Wow. Oh, he looked comfortable there catching it, I thought, but again, yeah, he was excited doing it, but he did double duty there. He ran a good pattern, he caught the ball, and he stops the clock. Otherwise, it would have started now. But
play took 6 seconds, that's it, and it's marched up here to the 48-yard line. So a 28-yard pass and catch. Back to pass, Borden. Again, he'll step up, he'll throw, and it's caught far. No, it's dropped far sidelines, and looked like it was intended for Assad Guled Sharif, and looked like he had that one, but it drops, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Sharif did exactly what he's supposed to do in practice. He dropped that ball, and he should have caught it, and so he was going to take the ball all the way back for the referee, but the referee said, no, pass it to me. And
I thought he was going to do 10 push-ups. Maybe
he could have done that, too.
You don't want to do that in a 2-minute drill, though, right? That takes time.
No, not then. You got it.
All right, so 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line, and Westshore will go to work here. Shotgun here. Here comes a bit of pressure. Stepping up, throwing Borden wide open, but over top of the target again, looking for Sharif. And it will be 3rd down. So the Broncos with a bit of a hold here. And they're able to get the punt team here for Westshore back on the field.
They're going to do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they'd run a fake. At this time, they're not quite satisfied with that 7-6 score, I'm sure. But would they do it? No, maybe it's too tight of a game. But as a coach, I wouldn't do it. Right?
As a coach, you wouldn't do it, but you thought about it, though, so you're thinking about it. It is 10 yards to go, 3rd down.
They're putting a guy onside.
Yeah, you're right. But it's so tough to have an onside punt returned with the wind. You can do it maybe into the breeze a bit better.
Yeah,
but now he's no longer onside.
He's waggling up, yeah.
We'll see. Look at it. He's going to throw.
It is faking.
It is a fake, but he's caught, and here comes the gang tackle. It's pitched off. It's caught there over the midfield stripe. It'll be a 1st down. Great improvisation there. Eddie Nwanga caught the ball, and now quarterback turned defensive lineman Kent Hicks. And Kent Hicks, I think, having a good little celebration here, caught the eye of people upstairs here. But Kent Hicks, you couldn't bring the big man down. There was a Bronco on his back. He shakes it off, and then he's able to sort of shovel it to Nwanga, and it's a 1st down. Wow.
Well, the referees are sure consulting. All 6 of them are together.
Now, would he be an eligible receiver in that situation?
Well, I don't know where he started from. It depends. He has to be in a certain spot before the ball is snapped, but I did not see where he came from.
All right, so it's first down from the 45-yard line. Borden back to pass. He'll throw it up the left side, and this one's battered away.
Was that not an awesome play? He was from behind. Number one, he's pointing at himself.
Michael Berg was great defensive play.
Tremendously defensive play, yes.
And that was a good-looking pass. A couple of number ones going at it there, Greenaway and Michael Berg. But Berg got his hand in there to deflect that one away. It'll bring up second down. 37 seconds now on the clock, ball on the 46. And it will be a second down throwing situation here once again.
Excuse for the language in the background.
All right, so it is second down. And again, three receivers to the right side for Borden here to look at. He will look that way. Now he will pump and now throw it over the middle. And big collision. It falls incomplete. Defending on the play was Kieran Muir. And Muir was able to, he had the best shot at that ball, I think, as he was looking for it. Then he was bumped by Skeet, who is also the intended receiver. But we have a flag down here at the end of the play. So see what the flag is for. A hold is called. I think you decline it, and they will. So it's a hold against Westshore. Third down from the 46-yard line. It would be a 53-yard attempt here, and we've seen the leg already from Clark. What do you do here on third down at 31 seconds to go?
No, I don't think you I guess you have to put one guy back, yes. I was thinking, what is he doing way back there? Now there's a timeout.
Timeout signaled for Westshore. So, you know what, Berg, if he kicks a similar ball for that 47-yarder that he made, he'd have ample leg for 53. But with that said, it's a risky proposition for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. But again, they're putting, even if they miss, or do you do that same play that they had, the fake field goal, and that was a pretty good start, I thought. See, now he's calling his returners. He just needs one returner, unless he puts one onside again. I
think Ken Hicks is making a pitch to be the backup quarterback. He's usually the defensive lineman, but we saw him shake off a tackle and then shovel a pass forward that was converted for on third down earlier in this drive. So we'll see. It looks like that Westshore is keeping their offense in the on the field for a third down attempt here, 3rd and 10. 31 seconds to go.
Yeah, probably send everybody down a seam, or 4 of them at least is what I mean when I say everyone.
Broncos have really defended the pass well here so far tonight, at least on this drive. So here we go. Borden out of the shotgun, third down. And pressure will come. It's picked up, though. And Borden will throw it up. Has a man, and it is just out of the reach. Intended target was Nate Skeet. And it's a turnover on downs at 25
flag
seconds
again,
to go. Another flag. You're right, Brian.
So it was thrown, from 50 yards or more and landed 55 yards away. He's got the wind, mind you, but still.
Again, it's a roughing the passer call here against the Broncos. So that will continue this drive. Another roughing the passer call here. And that gives Westshore some life and maybe some momentum here. So they're going to march at 15. They'll spot it at the 31 or so. And 25 seconds on the clock. 32-yard line is where they put it down. And another drive extended by a penalty here for Westshore.
Yes, it was. I did not see the location of that last play, but here it is.
Borden to pass. He'll look to his left. Screened out. Caught by Greenaway. Greenaway trying to fight forward, and he's tackled inside the boundary. If you're Greenaway, you're going to learn a little bit later on to get out of bounds. He was trying to stretch that out, and that'll mean the clock will move here once it gets set. If you're maybe a veteran, you've played it a little bit longer. Greenaway is one of the top receivers early on, but he was unable to get out of bounds after the 5-yard gain. They'll signal it in, and the clock will run. Down to 14 seconds. It is 2nd and 5. Got to get this ball snapped here.
Yeah,
he's
better hurry up.
Yeah, and I think the timeout's going to be called here. Timeout Westshore. So just some bad awareness overall here by the Westshore side. If you're Greenaway, get that ball out of bounds, and if your quarterback Borden realized that the ball didn't get out of bounds, and you don't have all day here to get this snap off. They'll call a timeout with 7 seconds to play.
Yeah, that hurt him, no question. So now this is going to be an interesting. They have to go for. Well, no, they could go for the field goal as well and take the lead if they, of course, get it through the uprights. But looks like they want to go for that end zone, and they're on the 20. Yeah, the
26-yard line. Yeah, and or do you just kick the field goal here? We'll wait and see. It would be the lead into the half, and we've seen a strong leg from the kicker, Kyle Clark, so far tonight. Well within his range with the wind. It would only be a 34-yarder, 33-yarder.
With them deciding right now, taking long, they're going to go for it. But I would kick too. But
7 seconds. Do you take one shot at the end zone? Or I guess you have to. I mean,
yeah.
You can march it down to the 10-yard line. It doesn't get you anywhere if the clock runs out.
No,
so,
if you can get to the end zone in 6 seconds and throw the ball, and then you have another play. But
if you're the Broncos, I think you like this call. I think you like the fact that you could have the lead going into halftime.
Yep.
It is 2nd and 5. And back to pass goes Borden. Borden will throw it up into the end zone, and as a man, touchdown. Nice design play there. And I think it's Sharif, but we have a flag down, and the Broncos are pointing that it's against Westshore. And Kevin McCarty is very confident it will be a penalty against Westshore. So that would march it back 10, and with 2 seconds on the clock, now you can kick your field goal. Holding's the call against Westshore. That takes another touchdown off the board.
Yeah, definitely that's a now each team is they're exchanging pleasantries, it looks like, instead of arguing.
So now it goes back to the 36. You're looking at about a 43-yard field goal attempt if that's what Westshore decides to do. They're bringing in different personnel, and we'll see, in fact, if Clark is part of this personnel. Yes, he'll try it. Kicker will come out from the 44-yard line where they'll spot this one. And we'll see if the Rebels can take the lead here into halftime. This will be the final play pending a penalty, but we've seen a nice strong leg out of the kicker, Kyle Clark, trying to go 3 for 3 in this first half. Special teams player of the week, front runner here, if he can nail this one before the half. Left hash, ball is up, down, kick, plenty of leg, and wide left, and it'll chase all the way back to the end zone. Max Ford will bring this one out. We saw what he did last time in a mixed field goal. He does not get it out, but more importantly, he doesn't fumble it after that hard hit. It'll be a single point, and we have a tie game here, Broncos and Rebels, after 30 minutes of play. Brian, if you're the Broncos, you're unable to get any sort of offensive touchdown. Your touchdown comes special teams-wise for the Rebels, 2 field goals and a single. So here we are, tied at 7 after 30 minutes.
And I think the Broncos, just because of the tradition, is happy to be where they are. Whereas the other way around, the Westshore Rebels are thinking, hey, we're way better than this. So we'll see what happens second half.
All right, well, good played first half of football. We will take a break here for halftime and be right back. Broncos 7 and Westshore 7. John Keane, Brian Olthius. This is Broncos football on BCFCTV.com. One. Welcome back, everybody. John Keane, Brian Olthius getting you set for second half action. Kamloops Broncos and the Westshore Rebels. Great game through the first half. We're tied at 7 as we get set for the opening kickoff. Brian, we have good news on the wind front. It's died down considerably. Could be the calm before the storm. We'll wait and see on that. But for now, well-played football game in the first half. What do you expect in the second?
Yeah, good and clean game. If I had to predict how it was going to be at half, you would sort of, I think, say that Westshore would be ahead. But Broncos have stayed steady with them, and I didn't look exactly at the numbers in terms of offense for each team, but I'm sure it's pretty close. And it's an exciting game, cleanly played, and it's very well done so far.
All right, the Broncos will be kicking off here to Westshore to begin this second half, and what wind there is right now would be in Westshore's favor, so the Broncos would have it coming home. But look at the flags to the left score clock. They are right down. So what a change of conditions here between the two halves. We get set for the kickoff here from Couture to get things going. Bryce Couture will tee it up here from the 45. He opened the game with a kickoff single that went all the way through the end zone. Wind-aided single. And we'll get set to go here. So a little bit of a delay here before we get this second half underway. And we'll get set to go here.
Yeah, there's a little delay for whatever reason.
Chain crew is paging the chain crew. We need another body over there.
Oh, there goes somebody.
All right, okay, we're going to be good to go. Couture to kick this one off. Two returners for Westshore standing between the 5 and the 10-yard line. Only a touchdown has been scored in this game, special teams so far tonight. Kicked off, it'll hop at the 15. It's fielded there. And some room up the middle here. Could be a big return coming on the right side. Lots of room. Still on his feet. It's Kane Stevenson. He'll try to cut back in the middle. Stiff arm. And finally pounded out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Kane Stevenson opens up this second half with a massive return. And Westshore is already knocking on the door here. 7-all to start the half.
For being very stout defensively and for both teams in the first half, all of a sudden we see a tremendously long kickoff return, and like you say, they're inside the 25.
Spotted at the 22-yard line, and Westshore will go to work. We'll see if they can ride momentum off that massive return from Kane Stevenson. We've called his name a lot so far tonight, and he handled the return that time. Usually a receiver, and we've seen him be a couple of different looks and options for him. Borden in at quarterback. He will work in under, and it's up the middle. He's going to throw the ball. It's caught left side, and enough for a first down. Still on his feet before he's gang tackled. That's Nate Skeet able to bring in that one around the 5-yard line. Boy, that was a tricky play there. Borden with the play action, thought he had handed the ball off, but he's able to find Skeet, and now we have an injured player down around the 5-yard line, and that player belongs to the Broncos.
Well, it looks, just from the first two plays, looks like at halftime maybe the Westshore Rebels just put their foot down, and the coaching staff anyhow is what I mean, and said, hey, we have to pick this thing up. We're right in the hunt for a playoff spot, and the Broncos, maybe we're just happy to be there. We'll see what happens in the next little while here, but as the injury to the Bronco player, I can't quite make out his number.
Trying to see it from across the vantage point. That's a long way from where Brian and I are, and
looks like an elbow or so with it.
Spotter saying that it's a Justin Haverkamp linebacker, so let's hope that Haverkamp is okay. He's holding his left arm as he walks slowly toward the Broncos sidelines. And a starter on offense, and that'll be a tough spot to fill, linebacker. And the Westshore Rebels here marching the ball after a lengthy return from Kane Stevenson.
And I was just going to say, boy, and they're going against the wind, but this time, as we said, there isn't a wind.
Well, it is gone. It is gone, the wind. So It's 1st and goal now for Westshore. They have yet to score an offensive touchdown, 2 field goals, and a field goal missed single. So here they go. Their best shot so far. Handoff, left side, lots of room, and it is a touchdown walking in all the way. That is Aiden Enns-Horvath. Not sure if he would have been down in flag football, and he's able to get the touchdown.
The hole was massive. The rush end came way wide, and there was no one in. You want to always turn things in from where he started from, but boy, he played so wide, and they punched the other guy in. Just a tremendous hole, as you say. And I think it was when Normie Kwong used to run the ball. That's many years ago. He would. They would say that they had the linemen were so big. They made the hole big enough for a big 18-wheeler to get through, and that was the case right here. Tremendously big hole.
So the point after attempt here will come from Clark. A chance to get this game to a 7-point advantage. Try to make it 14-7. Ball is up, down, kicked, and that looks good from here. So Westshore gets the touchdown and the conversion to start this second half. And, of course, the big play would have been the lengthy return near the 20-25 yard line from Kane Stevenson, but just 2 plays and they're in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a very, like you say, startling start and woke these guys up. We'll see what happens because they have the win now, the Broncos, of course, this quarter, and we'll see how that makes out. A lot of things happening in the city. I don't know if we mentioned all the Rib Fest, of course, with about 6, I think, different outfits bringing their ribs and having a little contest to see who has the best ribs in town. And then there's a kids zone of just hundreds of kids. I brought the little grandkids there today, and they were having fun. And then, of course, the shiny new cars.
Yeah, hot night in the city tonight.
Hot night in the city, yes. It's just loaded downtown.
It is a hot night in the city here tonight, too. It's about 34, 35 today. And finally, the sun was shining through what's been a layer of smoke the last couple of weeks or so. Kickoff, and it's Joseph. He will handle the ball, and he'll cut to the left sideline. Makes one miss, try to make another miss. He's tripped up there at the 40 or 35-yard line. And Joseph, who has a touchdown in this game already on special teams, will get it to the 35, and the Broncos will operate.
He's a nifty little runner. He's nice and quick, and he runs, he makes little cuts in and out. So, he's an exciting runner.
All right, so the Broncos here now trailing for the first time tonight after that short touchdown drive. They'll go to work. And they'll do it so from the near hash. Left hash as they look. 1 back, 3 receivers to the right for Henkel. Henkel will hand it off. Room on the left side, and good running still on his feet is Pockernick before he's tackled hard out of bounds. But Pockernick, his best run of the night, getting it all the way inside the territory of the Rebels to the 50-yard line.
Very nice run. Excellent run. Good vision. Not just because the blockers did everything for him either. It wasn't. They helped, of course, but he made some nifty little moves, and it was a good tackle too. A good solid tackle by number 8. I didn't.
Byron McKinnon.
Very nice tackle.
Good tackle. Yeah, it was a good hard hitting tackle. Not before Pockernick chewed up some big yards there. 1st and 10 now on the Westshore side of center. And again, it is Pockernick. Look at a couple of moves in the middle before he's wrapped up. He'll get 3, but great effort there. Great lateral movement. He's able to avoid the first contact and around the line of scrimmage. It'll be probably about a gain of 2. I
ditto that. That was a tremendous little run, even though it only got 2 yards, as you mentioned. Nice little dancing, and had to do it. There was a clog up there, so he got 2 yards out of nothing, really.
So it brings up 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. And Henkel out of the shotgun. Passing situation. Here comes the blitz, the pressure. Henkel gets it away. It's thrown away, though, and it's going to be intercepted. This one is picked off and is coming back. Middle of the field, now the 45, and tackle there. Interception there from Eddie Nwanga, and this one will stay. Nwanga with another big celebration. If Westshore has done anything very well tonight, it's their celebrations. Coordinated and orchestrated, I guess you could say, and They're celebrating away there on the Nwanga interception. He had one earlier in this game, but remember that was negated on the late hit.
Right. No, they got it very excited there. And
I wonder who the choreographer is for Westshore. That must be a full-time job.
Another group that's coaching into the coaching realms, I should say, that help make Westshore what they are.
Oh, I think that was more of a pressure interception there as Westshore showed pressure, and maybe Henkel got that ball away a little bit earlier than he wanted to. So it's Westshore back on offense, thrown to the left side, and that one is incomplete. Ball was behind the intended receiver. Defending there on the play was Michael Berg. It'll bring up second down.
Good coverage there. I just thought on that last little play that they're getting good protection there, and that he doesn't have to throw so quick. They like throwing those short little darts and letting their receivers get the ball really quick, maybe 3-4 yards over the line of scrimmage. But he's got time right now anyways it'll be a little more patient.
So it brings up second down, 2nd and 10. Borden back to pass. He will have to dump this off. Heavy pressure. He's sacked way back at the 30-yard line here. And the Broncos got to Borden that time, and that's going to be a loss of over 10. Make it a 12-yard sack. Tevin McCarty, the Edmonton native, the leader on defense, is right there for the sack.
That was the one of the biggest sacks I think I've ever seen. That was, like you say, 12 yards, I do believe. And
Tevin McCarty.
Don't move the chains. Yes, we're seeing them move. And
oh, boy, they'll have to get the chain gang back in place. But I like what Tevin McCarty did there. He just walked off the field, and a couple of low fives from his teammates, but he's acting like he's sacked a quarterback before. And it'll be a situation of 3rd and 22.
Now they're back, I guarantee you, way too deep. Now, I know he kicked a big one, but the odds are 10, 20, 30, 40, just about 50 yards.
It's
going to hit the ground.
lineman here.
It's going to hit the ground.
Hicks that handles the duties here. Kent Hicks. And before we can get the play whistled in.
The snap went to him, but
timeout was called.
Oh, yeah, I see that. But then, he just sort of drops the ball and
so they'll have to redo it here and get set up.
Going to take a bite out of it or something, but
4 minutes gone by here, third quarter. Two
now
deep to return. And it will be Hicks here to let this one go. We saw Hicks punt one almost laterally out of bounds back in the first half, but I'm sure he's had a talking to, and he will boot this one. Good kick, angling toward the sidelines on the far side. It's handled there on the far sidelines, and a flag in the mix. Still on his feet, though, looking for room to run. Nick Hackaway, and Hackaway's finally brought down inside Westshore territory across the 45-yard line. Hickaway, should say, and flags fly here again.
It was a tremendous run. His feet just kept going. He just went into piles, and he's not a big player at all, but he just kept his legs going. And, I mean, I have to say, the call was made from way back here, and I don't know what now there's another flag maybe too. Maybe
our spotter said that it was Max Joseph on the return. I should make a correction there. It was Joseph on the return, and here's a guy that has been really active special teams wise tonight, and there was flags all over the field. There was one near the return and one near the other side of it already, so where it ended, so we'll wait and see. So we get set here for sorting out the penalties. Unnecessary roughness is what
both
Brian's
going
to say. Okay, both teams, so offsetting. And
thank you, Russ.
And the Broncos here have great field position after that return from Max Joseph. Thought it was Hickaway. I thought I saw 9 in the mix, but it was Max Joseph who's been excellent so far this evening. And
I can see Waldy being the first offensive lineman. He's two unnecessary roughness calls against.
What a chance
Westshore,
here for the Broncos here to answer back.
Oh, boy, they get the ball on the 15 about the 15, 14-yard line.
Yeah, just inside the 15 after that great return from Joseph, and then tack on even more on the penalties.
Dino's trying to start the wave in the crowd even.
Well, it was over 700 here for the season opener, but we'll get an official number on tonight. Now, Tubajan of the carry. He's upended with a good tackle near the line of scrimmage. He falls forward, though, and we'll see where the spot is. He'll get a 1, maybe 2 on first down.
Tubajan had a good burst, but great recognition by the defense on Westshore and made a great tackle just to limit it to 1 yard.
So it's going to be 2nd and 9 here. Big play for the Broncos on offense after that lengthy return for Max Joseph. And now Henkel back to pass. He will look over the middle, down to the left side. He throws it up for grabs into the end zone. It looked like a flag will fly. Yeah, receiver Matt White was basically hog-tied and grabbed. And he was unable to work back to that ball that was underthrown from Henkel. And it's going to be pass interference in the end zone, Brian, and we know where that ball is going.
Yes, it will be right on the 1 there. It should be anyways. And what I was kind of interested in was it could have been a little bit of interference first on the Bronco receiver. And then the Tides turned and they got the fortunate call.
Well, it's a good thing that ball was underthrown,
yes,
almost because
that's what helped.
Yeah, White tried to come back to it, and it just wasn't going to happen. So they'll put it on the 1 yard line here, and the Broncos have a chance to put points on the board, trailing by 7. They're going to bring in their big unit. Here comes Pockernick back into the game here. We'll see if he gets the carry. Tubajan, you'd think, would be his ball in this situation. He has both rushing touchdowns this season for the Broncos. That came in week 1 against Valley in that rout 41-8. So we'll see what Henkel decides to do. He's going to work from in under, a rare in under center, with 2 in the backfield. Pockernick and I believe Tubajan. And the give is to Tubajan, but in the huddle there was Westshore, and he's tackled for about a 4-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and goal.
They have some big old linemen in weight, maybe not in height, but they got some big boys down there, and I don't know why. They're on the 1. Why don't they just take it, the quarterback, he's right there, cut the splits down, and they just angle block all together towards the action of the ball, and you're going to outpush them because you know the count. And son of a gun, they lose 3-4 yards on that.
2nd and goal, spotted at just inside the 5. They'll call it the 4-yard line. Henkel will work in under, I believe, here, and it might be a passing situation. Pockernick works across the line, and they will hand it off, and trying to find room is Duneveld, and Duneveld will not get there. He's tackled outside by the 7-yard line or so, and not much doing there on what was called an end around there by Tyus Duneveld. The receiver loses a couple more.
Yes, it was an end around, but it didn't do what they wanted it to do by any means.
Broncos are gambling here, 3rd and goal, trying to tie up this game. They're going to leave Henkel in at quarterback for this play here. So this is a big part of the football game here right now after a big return from Joseph, and you tack on the penalties. And then the pass interference call in the end zone. The Broncos taking it all the way to the 1, but it's now backed up to the 7, and they will go for it here on 3rd and goal.
Let the wideouts go wide and cut to the middle and hit the guy on the out.
Henkel, time, he'll throw it up, has a man, and it is
what a catch.
Caught. It's
what
caught.
A catch.
Tyus Duneveld.
What a catch.
Brought that in. Flag flies at the end of the play, but Tyus Duneveld has put up 6. I think his words were a little bit over exuberant there to the defender of Westshore, and I'm thinking that might be why it was flagged, but it happens after the touchdown, Brian, but a great catch. We can't talk more about that.
Boy, oh, you got it. It was a tremendous catch. That was one of the best catches
that better
in
be on
football.
Plays of the Week this week on BCFC
boy.
TV.
Yeah, they deserve it here for that one, just that one catch. And that's what that's what you want to do. Cut those guys in from the wides and put the other little the squirters out to the side, and a tremendous effort by Yabajan. Just a great job there. And a good throw, too. The quarterback put it in the right spot, of course.
Tyus Duneveld, touchdown, and now the convert, early movement, and the kick is through. So it looked like offside, and likely penalty decline. and we could be in for a tie football game here with 8:09 to go in the third quarter.
I think they blew the whistle right away.
I see. Okay, we're in our glass enclosure here at Hillside Stadium. Oh, it did call
he's giving it to
offside, so.
But he didn't say what's going on.
Or did they blow it down first? Let's see.
They can't apply it on the kickoff, but the point should count then.
All right. Well.
Oh. Yeah. Well, there's all sorts of confusion out there. The players didn't know what.
I think they did blow it down, Brian. So.
Oh, okay.
They're going to have to redo it here, and that'll be penalties applied on the kickoff as well, because we had the penalty at the end of the touchdown from Duneveld, I believe, was flagged. But we'll sort it all out when they go and line up the kickoff, pending this extra point. So, again, they'll try for the convert. Up, down, kicked, and good. And Couture makes short work of that. We're all tied up at 14. We got a great game going here on a Saturday night. Kamloops outside the Tournament Capital Center at Hillside Stadium. And we're all locked up at 14.
And look at the little guy picking up that ball. He's just racing with that. I've never seen a little kid run so fast. He picked it up, and here he is flipping it to his buddy. And they don't look much more than 5 years old, but.
All right, so through all that, Brian, we're going to see where they're going to kick it off. They're going to kick it off at the 50-yard line. In fact, it might have been a penalty at the end of the touchdown to Westshore.
I think there was, but Ross said that it gets applied. Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
He wants to plead mea culpa, yeah.
Objectionable conduct was the call at the end of the touchdown to Westshore. Kamloops. Okay, it was Kamloops.
Yes.
Duneveld after the touchdown. So now they've got it spotted where they should, the 40-yard line. So up 10, back 5 with the offside.
Again, loss of 10 just for some discipline,
Now you got to watch in this kick return, Brian, because we saw Kane Stevenson bust one to start this half.
Again, they're way too deep, and it's going to hit the ground.
Well, they'll get a running start at it this way, perhaps. All right, so Couture, after nailing the convert, will kick this off from his own 40-yard line. We're in a tie game. We got a great game going here. Just over 400 fans at Hillside Stadium for this one, 430. The announced attendance. Kickoff, and it's going to be angled, and it's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line, and able to shake and bake a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Nice little return out of not much to start with. Eddie Nwanga, who already has an interception in this game. He'll return it, and Westshore will go on offense here on their side of the field, mark it at the 45.
Soft feet, nice little nifty moves by Eddie. Yeah, good job on that return. It was over his head, and he picked it up and made a nice little run back. And again, now they're not within scoring range yet, but in about 20 yards, they'll be right there in scoring position.
Clock running now, under 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's tied up at 14. And Westshore will go to work on their first possession of the half. They punched it in for 6. And now Borden will work under center. He will work in under. One in the back. And it will be a running play. Left side, a little bit of room up the middle, fighting forward, head down, and about 5-7 yards there for Aiden Enns Horvath on first down.
For just watching what's happening now, they made that 8 yards too easily, very easily. It looked like they're just pushing the Broncos back. The Broncos have got to now make a little bit more of a stand to stop this surge that Westshore is in right now.
2nd and 2, and this time quarterback Borden will work out of the shotgun formation. And it's handed off again. First down and more. Tripped up, though, is the running back. Second straight give to Aiden Enns Horvath, and Enns Horvath will get about 10 on that carry.
Yeah, the Cardiculas are known for that. They love the physical part of the game, and that's what they want to instill in their athletes. And I can just see them, hey, let's just get that ball and kill the clock and run it. They'll throw the odd. Mentioned this in the first half. They'll throw the odd pass, but he loves having that little running back with him.
All right, give up the middle, and again, same running back just carrying the mail on this drive. It's Enns Horvath again, and he'll have about 6, maybe 7.
Now it's a little tight. Eh? What do you do? Third, or no, they have a timeout.
Calling the timeout here. Do they signal it? Well, there it is. Referee's timeout. Okay, so that's an injury player. It's the running back, Enz Horvath, who has had to carry the ball here 3 straight times. And he'll take a knee, but he's up very quick, so he's walking off under his own strength. We'll see him back shortly in this game. And it brings up second down and about 4.
I'd call this a tremendously big play for the Broncos. You know, even 3 yards is too much, even though that won't give them a first down. They have to stop it under 2 yards to make.
Well, we'll see if Provo gets the ball here. He was the featured back the first couple of weeks, and now he is in behind center, and they will give it to Provo. He'll run to the left side, and cutting forward, he didn't get the first down. He's close, might be a yard shy, Brian, but Provo gets the handoff running on the left side.
I think they'll be happy. Well, maybe not happy. That's a yard and a half.
Yeah, yard and a half.
That's a tough call now.
Well, it looks like the big boys are coming into this one here.
Either to kick the field goal or to, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they have a field goal kicker coming in, I do believe. But
well, look for 47 Clark. He's the kicker, and not sure if I see him in formation or not. I think it's just going to be third and about 2 here, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, no, it's not a fake. It's
Borden will run the play here, and they'll gamble on 3rd and 2. Big play here at this stage of the game. Borden give to a big man, fighting forward, pushing, surging across the 35. That'll be enough for the first down, about 4 yards on that run. It was good physical contact in the line of scrimmage, but the big body was able just to drag it and move the chains there inside the 35.
Yeah, exactly. They caught him right before the first down was made, but again, a great surge. Even, some other guys joined the push, and it's just like a big train that's moving slowly and getting the first down.
So it is a first down from the 34. 1st and 10. Again, a back up the middle again, pushing forward here, and just smash mouth football. A little bit of a late hit there at the end of the play, it looked like, as one of the Broncos was taken down. But things are getting in there, and they're getting physical now in the trenches between these two teams.
Well, the player that you were talking about, I saw him. He was very slow in reacting to the ball when it was snapped. His own team, he knew the count, but then he started pushing, and then he pushed for about 2 seconds after as well, but there was no call made.
Well, they're going to get set to go here. It'll be 2nd and 5. And again, Borden will work in under. He's going to go back and pass this time. He'll throw it toward the end zone looking for Greenaway, and he can't bring it in. Greenaway not dancing on this occasion, as it was he went down awkwardly as well. He's going to get up. He's had a good battle going. He gets helped up there by Broncos Landon Wilkinson, and it'll be 3rd down. Now maybe it's field goal time.
I would think so. I think they have to go for those 3. It's tied up, so they want to get every point they can get.
3rd and 3, and this would give Westshore back the lead. 2 for 3 so far tonight is Kyle Clark.
A little breeze.
Well, this has been the tougher side to kick on, too, our broadcast right.
Yes, it has.
Saw a missed field goal near the end of the half there by Couture on the Broncos side. But good strong leg of Clark. He should have no problem with this one. The spotted at the 36-yard line. Chance to get the lead back. Low snap. They're going to fake it here. It's thrown out to the left side, and it's overthrown. And I'm not sure why you're calling that play on 3rd down with a chance to take the lead in a 3rd quarter. And for the Broncos, hey, you want to run that? They'll take it. It was overthrown. No chance at a catch there, and the Broncos take over as Rayshon Provo, usually a running back, attempted to pass that one.
Ditto just what you said, John. Hey, why not do what you want to do? And what want to do, you want to get the lead. And the easy thing is the 3 points. But they chose otherwise, and we'll just see what happens in the next little 25 minutes or whatever we have in the game.
So the Broncos will go to work on offense here now. Henkel back to pass. Time this time. He's going to air it out, looking for his receiver, and it is nearly intercepted. Great battle by two number 3s there going at it. It was Brandon Grandry on the coverage, and Matt White was looking for the reception.
Oh, Gravry had great coverage on him. I thought it was tremendous defensive play. And the receiver for the Broncos looked up way too soon for that play to develop. He was running for 20 yards before the ball was released, and you want to wait a little bit and suck the guy in a little bit, but anyhow.
Second down. And it will be Henkel out of the shotgun here. It's a big down here as the Broncos got off the hook by that fake attempt that went awry, and now they have the ball here deep. 2nd and 10. He'll throw toward the sideline. Nice little reception there, brought in by Brody Bernier. Sure-handed receiver Bernier should move the chains on that reception on the sidelines of the Westshore.
Aware of the yard markers for sure by Bernier. A great job there. A good pass. I thought he stood in his Henkel stood in his spot well and looked and threw it right to the spot, and again just made it by. Or are they giving it a third down? Yes, but it's just. Yeah, well, this is a tough call here.
It is a tough call. It's third and inches.
Oh, yes, you got to be under center. He was lining up.
I think that maybe the Broncos assumed it was first down.
I think so too.
And it looked like it.
Yeah, that was quite. We got to see the replay. Oh. I was just joking. I sucked all those guys in. So yeah, it was a close. It's a spot here that I think you gamble, even though it's just a foot. You make a long count.
One thing is, like we haven't seen Henkel take that ball and rush it in under center. It's been a handoff about 5 yards deep, and it's been tough going with guys like Tubajan and Pockernick. So timeout on the field here as the Broncos get organized. But you're sitting at you're around your own 40-yard line, so you want to make good on things.
Yeah, I'd go under center, but again, they're not doing that. But or they're not punting. Oh, there he's going under center. Makes a long count. It's easy to get him offside. There it is.
Henkel will rush it forward, and he should have enough on that surge. He needed to get really just get to the 39-yard line, and he should have more than enough. With officials, I can see their spot. He reached the 40-yard line, so he got just enough, and it will be a first down for the Broncos.
Yeah, and the Canadian game, again, it's even though high school kids play American rules where you don't need to give any, but here you got to give them a yard, and so it's easy to get that half a yard.
Broncos first down from their own 40-yard line. We're in a tie game, 14-all, 2:25 clock running. Give up the middle. Pockernick some room. He's going to fight forward. Looks like a first down as he needed to cross the 50, and he got to the 50. So now it's the Broncos. I shouldn't say Pockernick. That was actually Trent Price getting his first carry of the game. Trent Price. Oh. So they're getting a couple of different bodies in there and behind the quarterback, and Price was able to get 11.
Good. No, that was a very good move by and a good quick acceleration by Price.
Trent Price. Now Henkel back to pass. He will air it up down the right sideline into double coverage. Jump ball. Who has it? Nobody does. It falls incomplete. Great coverage down the field on Brody Bernier. And it will bring up second down.
Yeah, tough to see those two defenders' numbers with great, very good coverage. They're tremendous. Two guys were blanketing him. He's not the guy to hit then or to throw to. Just about intercepted. But, yeah, he threw it. At least if it was going to be intercepted, it would have been like a good punt. So
2nd and 10 from the Broncos' own 51. We got a great game going here in Week 3. 2 1-1 teams going at it here. Back to pass. Henkel. He will look to take off here. He'll fight forward across center field, but he'll be short of the first down by about 4 or 5 yards. As Westshore will hold here, will bring up third down.
So the punting group has to go in there and it has to have good coverage. Get him. They want to peg him deep, and of course, Westshore wants to get out of their territory with that. So it's going to be a good battle right here with the score again, 14-14, and you can't get it much better than that in terms of excitement.
Punt will come from just over the midfield stripe, and it will be Couture handling the punting duties here. Into the final minute now of the third quarter. Couture's going to let this one go with the wind at his back. It bounces to Couture. He's going to have to run and punt it again, and he got it up high into the breeze. It'll bounce, take a bounce back in toward Bronco territory, and it's out of bounds around the 30-yard line. So second straight low snap, and Couture made the most of it as he decided to snatch that ball, take his time, and then let it go.
Oh, he did for sure make the most of it. Yes, I agree totally. It was, like you say, a bad snap, and he made it bounce out of bounds with no chance of return. So Broncos have to be happy with that. But again, they want to tighten this up and stop the I think each time Westshore has had the ball, they've at least made 2 or 3 first downs, and sometimes the Broncos only made about 1 or 2 of them. So it's a big advantage to what we talking about the Broncos anyways, to stop. You want to get these guys now.
So here comes Westshore's offense, boarded to pass. Look out, picked off. No, spoke too soon. It was right in the numbers for Connor Thornwell. And Thornwell dropped it. He got really excited. I think everybody got it excited, but Thornwell dropped it.
He was pegged right for it, but again, he was in the right spot, and so he's got to be happy for that, and so do the parents, his parents, and the rest of the players. He was there at least to knock it down, but sure, you want to intercept those for sure.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and 10 here. Broncos after that punt from Couture, and on their own 28-yard line, it's Westshore. And this time the give up the middle. Did he drop it? Fumble. Who's on it? Broncos signal they have it. Boy. Do they have it? Broncos confident like it's going to be their football. And the officials agree. Broncos take over on offense deep inside Westshore territory just as we reach the end of the third quarter.
Very interesting. I don't see the yard markers. Are they going to move them? Are they? Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's the end of the quarter. They have to switch sides anyways. But, folks, we got a great game here. 14-all as the Broncos and the Rebels switch sides of the field. Something you have to point out here. Westshore is starting their first 3 games of the season on the road. 3 straight weeks on the road to begin. And then now next week they return home to kick off. It'll be 4 straight weeks at home.
Oh.
Bit of a strange schedule.
Very strange. Yes, it is.
So you have to think if Westshore could get out of this 3 games on the road at 2-1 with a win tonight, sets them up really well for 4 straight games at home.
Oh, for sure.
They had a big win last week against their rival, Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island, we had a score passed our way, making easy work over the Valley Huskers at last check, 40-0 in that game, VI over Valley. Now Henkel, he'll pass over the middle, caught, and a nice little reception near the first down marker. And it's Tyus Duneveld. Sorry, make that Brody Bernier. Bernier and Duneveld have been the busy receivers here, and he brought that one in near the first down marker.
It was a great quick throw because he had a fast rush coming on him, and I mean it was a quick pass anyhow, that was called, but good hands, good throw, and he took a hit.
So is it enough for the first down? No, it's about a yard short, and it will be 2nd and about 1. Henkel's going to work out of the shotgun here, 2nd and 1. He will hand off, though, and falling forward for a first down, it is the running back, Trent Price, getting another carry. Price should be fresh here in this half, and it's a first down inside the 20-yard line.
The outside backer made a great charge, and I thought he was going to catch him in the backfield, but great speed in terms of the handoff from Henkel and to the running back to get the first down.
So the Broncos marching here at a tie game. They are now inside the red zone, just inside the 20. Henkel back to pass again. Henkel now will step up. Will he take off? He will. He make one man miss. Now hauled down just outside the 10-yard line. Henkel looked like he had a little bit more room, but a nifty little shake there to free himself up for nearly 8-9 yards.
I wanted to use that word nifty, and it was it was nifty. It was a great little shake and bake, and to make the first guy miss, and he gained 7.5, it looks, or 8 yards, whatever.
You bet. Nice run on first down. So Henkel now will operate, call it 2nd and 2, and they'll spot it at the 11-yard line. Broncos trying to take the lead here, and Henkel to pass, and it is incomplete. A little bit of miscommunication there with his receiver, And now it's decision time for the Broncos. And we'll see what they decide to do. Out comes the kicker, Couture, so they'll attempt to kick the field goal here and get the lead.
I think that's safe, especially when you're 3 yards away from that first down. Take these points and don't run, but take these points. And, now we have another.
Looks like an injured player, or let's see. I'm trying to see who's down here, but I don't see anybody. Well, it was actually looking like he would need attention was Matt White, but the receiver will come off the field under his own strength, and it will bring up third down. And the kick attempt should be about an 18-yarder for Couture. He's already missed one on this side of the field.
But they're huddling up. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, Couture has the tee. He's going to place it.
Got it.
So,
yeah.
And Bernier, the sure-handed receiver, will be the holder. Remember, if you're Westshore, you don't want to jump offside. That would give the Broncos a first down here. So they've been very aggressive here at the line.
I don't know if he's far enough back. It looks like a 5-yarder, but
it's up. It's partially blocked, and it's wide. It'll bounce in toward the back corner of the end zone.
They better watch him.
Yeah, the Broncos have to be
They
careful
better
here.
Watch
it's brought
him.
out, and it's brought out with lots
They
of room.
better watch him.
Look out now. Try to find some room to run. Maybe only one last to bring him down. And at midfield, he's finally brought down. That's Brandon Gandry. And what a turn of events in this one. I think that kick was partially blocked. I thought a hand got in on that one.
I think he looked like the pinning was 5 yards from the ball, from the snap. And I think there's is
there a flag down on the far side of the field? I don't think so.
I didn't see any flags, but
so it will be Westshore's ball just on their side of center. And I think you're right. You know, usually it's 7-8 yards. We do have a flag down? Yeah, it's a flag down, but there's no motion to go and retrieve the flag. I'm not sure if that might be a Westshore towel.
I thought that was the tee. I can't see what that is.
Yeah, there's something to our broadcast right just by the 15-yard line. Doesn't matter what it is now. It will be Westshore ball at center.
Oh, boy.
In a tie game. All right, the give up the middle. Here's a little bit of room to run, not much. And again, carrying the mail in this half has been Enns Horvath. And was that Horvath, or perhaps that was Ethan Paul on the run? And call it 5 yards.
There was a guy in the NHL, I think, called Moose Horvath years ago. You guys are too young to... Played for Boston Bruins. All I get is nods here. I'll tell you, you don't get any respect.
All right, so it's 2nd and 5 here. And here we go. Here comes the rush for the Broncos. Back to pass Borden, trying to find a man. He has a man wide open at the 40-yard line and brought down at the 35. Good little catch and run play is caught there by Yitna on the play. It'll be a first down.
Yeah, how quickly things, biorhythms can change, or you're right down there to get those 3, and then the big run back, and here they are. Now it's Westshore's turn to threaten.
All right, so here we go, first down. And it will be the Westshore Rebels trying to take the lead back. Give on the right side. A little bit of room there before he's tackled near the sidelines, and Ethan Paul on that carry.
Yeah, pretty just didn't make half the way to the first down yet, but again, they're sticking to their guns, and that's being the Westshore team is what I'm saying in terms of they got a little ball boy there. He just running his legs right out of those. There he comes. He's a little hustler, I'll tell you that.
So it'll be 2nd and 8. This is another big play here for the Broncos on defense. After that short run by Paul.
They're not ready yet.
Borden, center. He will hand off, and the Broncos are all over this one here. Short gain on the play will bring up third down. The carry ends Horvath again, and he was unable to get to the first down marker. Looks like about 3rd and 5.
Yeah, in the CFL or the Canadian game, you would think that's a passing down, but nevertheless, they're 6 away from that first down, so looks like they're going to go for it and give them for the field goal.
Yeah, the field goal. Joseph will go back for the Broncos and bring this one out if it's a miss. And the wind is up again. The wind is almost blowing across the field here. but Clark will attempt to kick the field goal. We know he has plenty of leg. We've seen that on display. This will be a 39-yarder for Clark to take the lead here. Under 10 to go in the fourth. Up, down, kick, plenty of leg, and it is wide. It'll go for a single point, though. And with that single point, the Rebels will take the lead, but that wind is blowing more across the field now from the Westshore sideline across to the Broncos sideline, and it's now the Rebels up 15-14.
Yeah, the wind today has been the oddest thing. Generally, it's pretty consistent from south to north or that direction, basically. And today it's changed and stopped. And anyhow, maybe that measures all the field goals or shows why all the field goals have been, or lots of them have been missed. But generally, we've seen more consistent kicking out of junior football teams in the field goal department.
So Broncos take over from their own 35 after that single on the missed field goal. Could be a big point. We'll see how it shakes down. Henkel will operate here from the shotgun. Look like early movement. Gets the ball off. It's complete. And gang tackle there around the line of scrimmage. Not much room there. I think that was Max Joseph on the reception. No, sorry. That was, this time we'll get it right. And Nick Hickaway on the reception there and got 3 before he was pushed back.
Here again, passing down, and we're going to see 2 wideouts again, the same kind of formation, or now they go to 4. Big play here.
8 yards short of the first down. Henkel back to pass, throws, and unable to bring it in was Bernier. Throw was maybe a little bit before Bernier was ready for it. Third down, punt team comes on here for the Broncos.
And right now, again, the flags are, going across the field a bit, so they're not as much. Oh, now then they look brisk. I mean, that's been a big part of Kamloops junior football is the wind up here. And I think they look pretty good where the returners are. They're only about 10, 20, 30. Oh, they're going 40 yards deep. Again, it's me saying.
That is the breeze, though, now into the face of the Broncos here in this quarter. That wind has picked up again a little bit here in this fourth. It was dormant in the third, but it's back up. Here to punt is Couture. Good punt, up high in the air. It'll come down at the 30. It's fumbled, and it's recovered and picked up. I think Westshore stayed on the ball, but Broncos are downfield looking for something like that to occur. It's recovered at the 35-yard line, but a dangerous situation there.
Well, he looked like there's an old kicker in the NFL who used to time it. He would be 10 yards away, and then he would be running full speed and catch that ball. So he had some speed and I thought, hey, this guy's doing that. And again, he didn't react quick enough, and it landed by his feet. So, that was a very, very long. Now I don't know what they're doing. They're all.
The chain gang is. Someone's got to send a text message to them to move on over, so they will now. But I guess that they're holding the line there just in case there's a penalty flag, and they're waiting for the official to tell them that. Come on and get set. No flag on the play. It was declined. I think a penalty was declined there. So now they can move the sticks, and it will be Westshore here from the 35-yard line. Good punt, good coverage downfield, and Westshore has some yardage in front of them here. Great game going here tonight, and when you look at what else has happened, the last check, Okanagan was beating up on Langley 34-17. We mentioned Vancouver Island leading over Valley 40-0. So here we go, first down, handoff up the middle, and the Broncos did a good job on run defense now. That carry is a short gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, very good reaction on the front 4 there. And, of course, the linebackers get most of the credit because they come in later. And if the defensive line does what they have to do, the linebackers should get all the credit because or not should be, but they do get it.
Give him 3. That was Enns Horvath on the carry, so a big 2nd and 7 here. Back to pass. Boarding's going to throw it out quickly. Caught in stride. He has a man and a little bit more room to run before hauled out at the 41-yard line. And another strong catch and run play. Yitna on the reception, first down.
Yitna, after he caught it, he had big yak yards there, yards after the catch, and did a tremendous job. I thought he dodged about 3 people, deked them out, and now they're sitting pretty, just about in field goal range.
All right, so Westshore have really done a good job on offense in the second half. They've, for the most part, used the running game, but they've connected on their passes when they've had to do that. So from the 41, they will operate on 1st and 10. Borden, trouble with the snap. He's going to throw it, screen it out, incomplete through the hands of the intended target, Andre Murphy. Slot back, and now 2nd down from the 42.
And number 40 for the Broncos, he's just putting his finger up. Hey, don't try that in front of me. But it was a little bit of a little mix-up in the Westshore backfield, and anyway, it's better to be incomplete than intercepted for sure.
So here we go. It'll be 2nd and 10, and the Broncos here trying to hold on defense. Borden, shotgun, takes the snap, back to pass. He'll throw over the middle, and it is caught. Nice reception, or did he grab it? Let's see. Helmet comes off the receiver, and I think it's a catch, and that's a good catch by Hitton. I think he hauled that one in, and it will be a 1st down. A bullet pass from Borden, and Yitna has it again.
Yeah, Borden at times, we see tremendous arm coming out of him, and it seems like at different situations he changes his speed, and what he's looking for in terms of where the receiver is. So it's kind of interesting action right here, and here they are within easily field goal range, and maybe trying to go more than that.
All right, under center, give is up the middle, ends Horvath will fight forward, and he will get about 7 or so on the 1st down carry under 6 minutes to go, and the Rebels continue to lead 15-14.
Hard runner. Horvath does a great job, I think, in getting that extra yard or 2, and hey, when you set yourself up for 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 3.5, whatever it is, you've done a good job, or your offensive linemen have.
So 2nd and 5, give him 5 yards on the carry. And the Broncos here trying to hold. Westshore, though, moving the ball. Quarterback, Borden, under pressure this time. Scampers out of the pocket. He'll look downfield into the end zone. And incomplete. Looked like some tugging going on in the end zone. I expected fully perhaps a flag to come out there, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 5, and we might see another field goal attempt. This is probably the most field goal attempts in a junior football game you'll see.
I bet. What I thought was the receiver that was deep was sort of try to sell it a little bit, but maybe not. Maybe, like you say, he was interfered with, but I did notice something happening there, but I just thought, maybe it's the receiver trying to pull the wool over the official's eyes.
So a field goal attempt from 23 yards with a chance to make it a 4-point deficit. It was Wilkinson in coverage on that last call. We should give a shout out to Wilkinson, to the defensive back. Kick is up, and this is powered through the upright. So a 4-point lead. Rebels extended to 18-14 with just under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And the Broncos will be going back on offense. The one thing is here, Brian, Broncos, it's still a 1-score game. A field goal at this point doesn't do you a lot of good, but 4:58 on the clock. A touchdown to give the Broncos the lead.
Yep, 3 if they need it, and I'm sure they'll get 3 different chances unless you're a really good offensive team and you're going to march it down and stop them within. But it looks like both teams are pretty even, and if they can get 60 yards going upfield, then they can try a field goal or whatever if they need one, of course, and time will tell.
So here comes Hinkle. Chance to operate now out of the shotgun. He'll throw it up. Double coverage, and it is intercepted. Covered all the way down the field. And a nice interception by Daniel Clark, who's celebrating here. Now the choreographed moves come out here again as maybe that's one that Henkel should have held on to there. Good coverage downfield.
Definitely. It was a long pass, too, that they had a lot of time to come underneath it. And I'm talking about the defensive team more than the offensive team. But, it wasn't his best pass of the day for sure.
Flags at the end of the play, and I think that was for exuberant celebration, objectional conduct. And Westshore's going backwards here after the interception. And it will set up them with a 4-point lead with the ball, 4:47 to go.
I would like to just extend look at the officials and saying, hey, I thought they did a very good job today.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job, yeah. And really in the Canadian game here, the officials have come under a lot of fire the last few years. But this crew here doing a good job, and they'll whistle the play in here now. They'll march it back. And it will be the Rebels on their own 36 after the 10-yard penalty. And they will go to work. Quarterback Borden in under center. He will keep the ball, and he'll test his arm downfield, but he's going to overthrow everybody, even Deshaun Greenaway, who's been one of the top receivers in the league early in the season, and it will be 2nd and down.
They went for the juggler on that one because I guess they thought, hey, a turnover, let's get this thing going here, and it was quite a bit overthrown for sure. But again, that wind can still be tricky.
It is. It's up again, yeah.
Yes, no, maybe that was a big part of him overthrowing it so much. Yeah.
It's favoring the Westshore Rebels here down the final quarter, and it's up again, and it's as strong as it's been all night again here with 4:25 to go. If Westshore needs to punt, that'll no doubt be a big factor in that situation. So it's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Borden out of the shotgun. He has 3 receivers to his right on the wide side of the field, but before the play gets underway, it's blown down, flags in the play. Might have been some early movement there on the Westshore side, and we'll see what it is. Procedure is the call, so march it back 5. So this drive's been stalled by penalties so far on the Westshore side, and it'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that definitely slows the game down. But again, I'm saying for the officials, positive point for them. Hey, they've been quick to make the calls, and I think the ball has been legit. No one looks for errors, but. Anyhow, here we go, and we're into the last, not quite the last 3 minutes.
All right, so it's 2nd and 15. Borden's going to pass again into traffic and incomplete as he threw it in between 2 receivers on the far right side of the field. So that's a big stop for the Broncos here on offense or on defense, and they'll be getting the ball back pending a lengthy punt by the defensive lineman turned punter Kent Hicks, who is also thrown for a first down in a fake punt situation. Bit of a busted play, and it will be punt time here for Westshore. Great game going on here. This will be the game of the week across the BCFC here in Week 3.
I think so. I just have a couple other little points about the league. In the whole league, there's 18 teams total across Canada, and 3 leagues, 6 teams in the East, 7 teams in the BCFC, so they all are. You have to be 18, 22 years old, and you can play a total of 5 years max.
So speaking of max, we'll see how this punt goes. It is going to be handled in the air and try to find a little bit of room to run up the middle. Still a little bit of room, and brought back by the returner Hitesh Parekh on the return, and Parekh with a good return. I believe it was Parekh. Yeah, it was Parekh. So here we go. 3:29 to go. Broncos on the ball. They will scrimmage from their own 53-yard line.
I thought a very gentleman play by number 37 for Westshore. He walked away from a potential, and I'm just looking for his name.
Don't seem to have a 37 on the roster.
I thought he was 37. Maybe the eyes are fading me.
Well, we were told it was 37. He's not on the program. Here comes Henkel back to pass, and he'll throw it way out to the left sidelines, and that's out of bounds. Pressure was coming. We had a big pile up there on the chain gang and yard markers there.
Those aren't very big guys holding the chains either, and I...
Look out.
Yes, it looked like he didn't get out of the way in time. I hope he's okay.
Big second down here. That's a tough throw right into the teeth of the wind if you're the quarterback, Henkel. And I think they might have to just think a little bit more intermediate than that here. Lots of time on the clock. This will probably be the final play before the 3-minute warning here. 18-14 Rebels. Henkel back to pass, this time with time. He'll throw, looking on the right side, has a man, he has Bernier. Bernier has it at 20, puts on the brakes, 15, 10, cutting toward the end zone. Touchdown, Brody Bernier. Brody Bernier in the long bomb. 57-yard touchdown pass. And the Broncos have the lead here now with 2:48 to play. Wow.
Who could have thunk it? I mean, you still got 3 minutes to go, and that's a lot of time, but it was a tremendous move, I think, by Bernier as well to get in the open, and a good cut as well on his way down. He had to get between two defenders, and a startling play.
The only thing that was negative about it, and it's by no means important enough, is that there's still lots of time on the clock. You'd love to take that drive and eat the clock away, but it's going to be plenty of time for Westshore once they get the ball back here. Single point would make it a 3-point game. Let's see, up, down, kicked, and it is good. So the Broncos get the touchdown, and they now lead 21-18. 2:48 to go here in this fourth quarter. What a game.
It is. It's been, again, I think you can tell by what we've been saying all the time, there have been a few little plays that look like guys could be into, little skirmishes, but pretty tame for what we've seen in other years or even in other weeks so far this year. So, no, it's been good, and been good for the league too to have teams that are that close together. So,
well, it's far from over for sure. We should be in for an action-packed final 2:48 of this one. The Broncos are going to kick it off from the 45-yard line into a wind that is definitely there and a factor here as Couture gets set to kick this one off.
Here you need great coverage, and they're doing a traditional kickoff, and what I mean is basically from the middle. It's a little bit skewed to the side, but they need to, after 10 yards, converge on that ball.
Here we go, kickoff, and it's a shorter kickoff that'll bounce toward the
they got
sideline.
it.
Hey, it's a loose ball there. Who has it? And it's jumped on here by Westshore. The Broncos bench thinks they have it, but no one reacting across the field like it's Broncos football. Knocked out of bounds. Looks like about the 35-yard line is where
flag.
Westshore, we got a flag over there? Let's see. Do we have a flag down?
I think so, on the 38-yard line. Probably offside.
Well, yeah, right in front of the Westshore bench is where they're talking things over here. But that's a live football, and the Broncos' great awareness to get after it and try to jump on that ball.
Yeah, I think that was they did that by purpose, so to speak. And now looks like they're. Oh, it was offside.
All right, so yeah, we just got told that it was offside flag, so they'll probably have to re-kick it, right? I'm sure
from 5 yards closer.
But now, if you're Westshore, you're probably a little bit more aware of the potential for recovery here on the Broncos side. So I thought that would have been a decent play had it stood. 35-yard line scrimmaging, but instead with this breeze they'll march it back 5 and Couture will kick it off again. 21-18, Broncos have the lead under 3 minutes to go here in what has been a fantastic football game, one of the better ones we've seen at Hillside Stadium in the last couple of years. So here we go. Couture again to kick it off. We'll see what his plan is. There's a big soft spot between the front line and the return crew in behind. And nice kick. This one into the breeze. It will be fielded on the fly by Greenaway, is it? No. Now the return up the middle looking for room. And that time it's Kane Stevenson on the return. Now we got a mini fight breaking out here, but it's quickly broken up. Separation there. But Kane Stevenson had that big return to start the half. And he will now get it up to the 40, call it the 44-yard line, and that's where Westshore will go to work.
That's a great position to start with, and With them, being just 3 points behind the Broncos, it's a good spot, and they don't need to rush. That clock will stop lots of times. So
we'll see how they handle it here down. And we all know that the kicker, Clark, for Westshore is a big, strong leg. He will run the ball to start powering forward, give about 7 yards. The big back there to smash mouth football here to start this drive.
I would say you could see that was last 2 minutes of football game. That's the way he carried it. He put his head down. I don't want to say his head down because that's not the way you want him to run, but he got low anyways and really got his legs moving and did a great job with running the ball there.
Ends Horvath for 6, call it 2nd and 4. Shotgun, again, give up the middle. The Broncos stack it up, and they stop them short of the first down. And again, it was Ends Horvath. A late flag comes in there.
Why would...
Broncos were too aggressive, I think, after the play was over. And a couple of players converged and wouldn't let go of Ends Horvath as whistle sounded. And I think we're going to see a late call. It was actually the Westshore running back, Ends Horvath, who called for that flag, and he got it.
That's what I sort of heard or figured out what was happening. I was very shocked that you would throw the flag at that time.
Face mask. I call it a face mask there, so that's a big, big penalty here.
Holy
massive penalty.
Crow.
It would have been 3rd and about 2. Instead, it's 1st down on the 15-yard penalty here. 2:16 to go on the clock.
It was probably the best defensive play I saw today for the Broncos. And it changed right to the opposite direction.
1st down, quarterback, shotgun, throws, incomplete. Intended target. He was looking for that slot back Yitna one more time. He's been a targeted receiver tonight. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Ball on the 43-yard line. Big play here coming with 2:13 to go.
No doubt it's a passing down. And I was kind of shocked, to tell you the truth, that they would have thrown it right there. They've been running the ball well, but...
2nd and 10. Again, Scott Borden, quarterback, will work out of the shotgun. He has 3 receivers to his right. Will he look that way? He'll take off, and he'll get through the first line, cutting forward, trying to make a man miss. Great open field tackle by Ford. Make that Joseph with the tackle.
No flags all over the place.
Behind the play. Another one comes from the bench. And the Broncos are celebrating like it's all against Westshore here, and there's laundry everywhere.
I can't believe it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've never seen that many flags.
And the Broncos bench all pointing that it was against Westshore. And what an open field tackle by Max Joseph. I believe it was Joseph on the tackle here. See if we can get. Sorry, we're hearing it was Andrew Berg, who's had a strong game defensively. Andrew Berg with a great open field tackle. Berg doesn't make that tackle, then that'll be a 1st down and more for the quarterback keeper. So it'll be, after the penalties are sorted out, all the flags coming after the play was done, and the Broncos on the field are pointing, celebrating like it's against Westshore. Let's see what we have here. Referee steps up. And objectional conduct and a necessary roughness. 2 penalties. 25-yard penalty. Wow. And you were basically in field goal range. And now you march back all the way back to your own 46-yard line. Wow. 2:05 on the clock, lots of time.
Yes, I did not see what happened, but anyhow, for you people that are watching, maybe you saw it closer than we did. But.
So we have 3rd, and is it 3rd? And let's do the math here. It is 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 30?
Is it 3rd?
Trying to get the down right. 3rd and 34. That's what we have here after the 25 yards of penalties tacked on. So now the officials are gathering again here to discuss perhaps the spot of the football or what down it is. Seems to be some confusion. The down marker across the field says 2nd down. It should be 3rd down. Let's see. And now they are realizing, pointing at the score clock, that it should be 3rd down. The Bronco coaching staff all with a number 3 up there on the And now they're pointing toward the scorekeeper's clock to say it's third down on the score clock up here. But it's second down here as far as we know. We had an incompletion, I thought, and then the quarterback was tackled. And then after the play, we had all those flags in there. So they're trying to get it all sorted out. And let's see, are they going to huddle this up? Second down marker on the field. And now they're going to switch it to third down. There we go. So our timekeeper here beside us, Ross was right.
Holy.
Third down punt situation with 2:05 to go. And wow.
Yeah, Ross Thompson right beside us. He was adamant that it was going to be third down.
Well, I remember the incomplete pass and then the quarterback keeper gain that was about 5 yards short, and then all the flags after the fact. So tack on the 25 yards of penalties. And we have it third down and basically half the length of the football field here.
Get two returners there. I don't know why he's got one, but they're back about 50 yards.
Strong breeze here again for Hicks, the punter. He will boot this one a ton.
He's all by himself.
Over, and it's going to be Ford handling it. Ford will just have to jump on this ball. Takes a late hit in there as well. And now Ford make that Joseph looks hurt. He took a late pop in there. No flag on this occasion. And with 1:56 to go, that was a booming punt. That's exactly what Westshore needed here. Now they need a stop on D.
They needed it, but again, Broncos needed two guys back with that big wind, and they sacrificed a small guy. He had no help. It was not the right thing to do.
Well, the clock won't run here until the play is whistled in. Now this is where you need, Brian, a strong running attack.
Here you
need to churn it on the ground, keep the clock moving, and get first downs. But the Broncos have, for the most part, passed for first downs tonight. And now with 1:56 in the clock, one first down won't do it, but two first downs might just do it.
That'll be a stretch, too. They have to hold their count then if they get a chance to go. They
give up the middle to Bajan, is it? And
ball popped
out. It's a fumble on the play, and Westshore has it. Henkel trying to trip up his man, but it's going to be a touchdown on the fumble, and Westshore gets a gift on the fumble recovery touchdown, and Westshore has the lead as they taunt the Broncos bench across the field.
It looked like an ice cream cone that a kid had. The ball popped right up after a big scrum, really, like a rugby scrum. And the ball popped up, and something just unusual.
That was Kent Hicks, who's been the D lineman / punter. He's been everywhere tonight. And an injured player on the field for Westshore. Looks like that's Chris Larson, who is getting helped off the field. But Westshore takes the lead now, 24-21, with the convert set to come. And that's the last place, the wrong time to fumble a football. 5-yard gain or so, but ball popped right up in the air, and Rebels have the lead back here. They could extend it to 4 points with the extra point.
Yeah, and the Broncos better count their players. I don't know if there's 12 out there. Oh, maybe there is now. But anyhow,
Price, I think, was the ball carrier there. He's walking off the field. He was also hurt on the play, and he's walking off really dejected. I think it was Price on the handoff, actually, that might have coughed that ball up, and that's not a good spot to be when you're walking back to your bench. No doubt he's disappointed in that, as the convert is good. And now the Broncos will need a touchdown with 1:45 to play. We've got traded touchdowns in this fourth quarter late. First to Brody Bernier, 57-yard reception, and then the fumble recovery by Hicks for the major score. And now the Broncos will have to go to work on offense.
Yeah, someone's got to console him there. He looks pretty down and out. Or is he getting off by the trainer?
And lots of time here, that's for sure, for the Broncos to operate, but they're going to need a decent return. And Westshore not really taking their time getting onto the field here for this kickoff.
This is a nice goal.
So the Broncos will have time here to operate, but they're going to have to fight the breeze as well, but we saw Bernier connect on that long 57-yard touchdown pass into this win. See if they can get a return. 2 returners deep. Looks like Perek and also Joseph. Joseph, if you joined us late, is a 105-yard missed field goal touchdown return in the first half. Kick up from Clark. Looks like it will be handled there by Max Joseph. Can he find some room? Up the middle, looking for
Good
something.
speed.
Still on his feet, and he's hauled down now across the 35, call it the 38-yard line. And well, let's see what Colby Henkel can engineer here. Touchdown would win it, and a stop for the Rebels would pretty much do it as well.
Yeah, what a turn of events. It's been an interesting game, and just about, as we said, just about coming on to 3 hours. But, yeah, it's been up and down, and I don't know how many lead changes, maybe 2 each or so, with a score of only 25-21. Here we go.
All right, out of the shotgun, Henkel, 1:38 on the clock. Back to pass. He'll look to his left. He'll throw to his left as a wide open man, but that's overthrown. Looking toward the sidelines. Intended target was Salipa. Tim Salipa, the Winnipeg native. And it will be second down. Rebels up by 4 after that fumble recovery touchdown. And it's a passing situation here for Henkel and the Broncos. Both these teams 1-1. Broncos on the road next week before returning home to host in 2 weeks. All right, Henkel. Flags fly right at the line of scrimmage. Henkel scrambles, and now he'll throw, and it's going to be incomplete, but there was some movement offside on one side of the ball. So the line judge was the one that threw that flag. Let's see. Was it offside Broncos? Would bring up, do you accept the penalty if you're Westshore? Let's see.
Yeah, that's for if Westshore, it's against Westshore, yeah.
Okay, all right, well, that'll.
So they'll have to take it for sure. He just threw it away.
Yeah, offside. Yeah. So Henkel aware of that, and it'll bring up 2nd and 5. So freebie 5 yards, and now Broncos offense here with still lots of real estate in front of them here trying to take the lead. Field goal does you no good here now. Henkel in a shotgun. 2 backs. Back to pass. He'll look to his right side. Has a man caught and enough for the first down. Makes 7 yards or so before the tackle in there, but not before a nice reception and catch to Tyus Dunevel, who has a touchdown in this game already. It is a first down Broncos here, and the clock will run once that ball is set.
Good little crossing patterns by the 2 wideouts, and Dunevel was the recipient of it, and here we go.
They'll whistle the play in now. Clock will run from the Broncos' 50-yard line. Henkel, shotgun, back to pass again. He has time. He'll unload, and to the sidelines, caught.
Get out of bounds.
Had to get out of bounds, but unable to do so. Again, just the awareness that was Salipa who tried to beat a man, and it's good enough for a first down, but again, couldn't get out of bounds. 1:08 on the clock, and they're now inside Westshore territory. Looks like they'll spot it at the 48. So Henkel here trying to run the offense. Clock will run when it is whistled in. It's whistled in now. Henkel, shotgun, back to pass. Quick throw over the middle, and that's in and out of the hands of Salipa again. And it'll stop the clock, of course. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that could have been a game ender there. Well, just about, I guess I'm looking, there's still 1:03 left to go.
Lots of time on the clock here, the way that Henkel operates that offense. And it's now second down.
Yeah, we've had quite a few running plays and passing plays, and it's still a long game. It's approaching 3 hours here.
2nd and 10 from the Westshore 48. Henkel, shotgun. He'll look to his left. Looks back there again. Has a man over the middle. Tipped, and it's intercepted. It is intercepted, and that might just do it. On the interception this time, it is Ozarkinako. And that's going to pretty much do it here for this game with 57 seconds here for the Rebels on offense.
I don't want to. There was action. There was a the wideout for Kamloops, for the Broncos, came towards the line of scrimmage, and I thought, oh, he's going to break it back out, but he just came to the middle, and I guess that was the pattern they had planned, and threw right into a group. And again, nowhere to run and nowhere to catch the ball either. So very unfortunate for the Broncos. But again, this could be. If they just take a knee 3 times, they can't do it.
Quite do it.
No,
not with 57 seconds left. No. 1 first down would do it, though. From their own 40-yard line, Kamloops also has a timeout left. So quarterback Borden will work in under center this time. 2 in the backfield. And the give to the back, looking for room on the left side to run. And first down, charging, but a flag comes in late at the end of the play on a big run by Enns Horvath again. Well, that flag is against Westshore, so that'll also stop the clock.
He's pleading his point there, and I surely didn't see a hold there, but anyhow, I'm way up here, and the official's down below.
Now, that does stop the clock and should move the ball back 10 yards. We'll wait and see what it is a holding call signaled from the official, not wearing the mic tonight. So they'll redo first down. So that does eat up a little bit of time on the clock. But if you're the Broncos, you need to stop. You have your timeout. Brings up 1st and 20. Big play in this game will be the Hicks fumble recovery for a touchdown in this 4th quarter. It's been a great game here tonight at Hillside Stadium. John Keane and Brian Olthius joining you, bcfctv.com. Give to the middle, and not much doing there, and now you want to call your timeout if you're the Broncos. Yep. Run for maybe a yard or 2. That'll bring up 2nd and about 18. Enns Horvath on the carry again. 47 seconds on the clock.
I say yes, call it. Oh, they did, I guess. Oh, okay.
Broncos timeout, so now you're in a dilemma. You're 18 yards away from the first down. You want to, if you're Westshore, make sure that ball is either completed or the run to keep the clock moving. You can tick off the 20 seconds on the clock before punting the football. But first things first, 3rd down or 2nd down upcoming here.
Kamloops is going to be very eager to do something. So as an offensive coach, I'd do a long count. And see if they jump and then snap. But just to delay the game from ending, so to speak. So we'll see what happens. As we say, there's 47 seconds, and I'll be very interested to see. I'm sure they have to run the ball. They'll run the ball, but as long as
the big part is getting the clock to move here. Maybe a delayed handoff of some sort. So we'll see. Out of the shotgun will be Borden. Trying to get organized there in the backfield. And the clock will run when it's snapped here.
Quarterback run.
Borden's going to throw the ball. It's tipped, and are you kidding me? That'll stop the clock 3rd down. I'm not sure why they would do that, but the Broncos will again say thanks very much. 43 seconds on the clock here with the punt upcoming on what is 3rd and 20.
Oh, yeah. You want to go for the block here now, but again, you don't want to get too close to that punter.
You also have Joseph back returning. He has shown an ability to return punts and a missed field goal tonight for a touchdown. So big candidate Hicks. He might be the MVP tonight, the way he's punted the ball and the way he has the fumble recovery and played on defense as well.
I'd put 3 back just because we don't want it to hit the ground. Get 3 back.
Or do you kick it out of bounds here if you're Hicks? Do you just try to kick it out of bounds?
Could be aim at that referee or that's down about 30
punt,
yards.
Good snap. Boy. He'll angle it. Oh, it was almost blocked, but a good hard punt, and it'll be handled by 4.
He's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds. Yeah, it was Joseph on the return. 35 seconds to go, and they'll spot it at the 21-yard line. So you're saying there's a chance, I guess, here for the Broncos, but they will actually have 35 seconds on the clock here to work with.
I think the chances are, out of 100, maybe 8, but you never know.
So we'll see. You don't remember pass interference, penalties as well. It can extend drives.
Yeah, that's true. They're playing a big prevent defense.
I once saw the BC Lions move the ball 75 yards against the Riders with 0 time on the clock in Regina with Matt Dunnigan at the helm. After Glenn Suter had about 3 pass interference calls. All right, here we go. Throwing, caught, got to get out of bounds here, though. On the right side, got to get out of bounds and couldn't do it. Tried to turn upfield, and that was Duneveld. And again, just no awareness of where the sideline is here and how much time is on the clock. It is a first down, and it moves the chains. Spotted now at the 37-yard line. Gain is 16 on the play. Clock running now. Got to hurry here if you're Henkel. Clock's ticking down. Back to pass here. He will throw it up, and it was behind the intended target that time. And that was Salipa. So it is second down here. You got to get it downfield, though. 20 seconds on the clock.
You got to get it downfield correct. Then I just see if he just looks this way and then tries to hit the wide out, that would be pretending to come across and then break it deep. I'll tell you, I think there's a spot there. They have two defensive backs on the right side of their defense, and number 8's going out there, I think, or 9.
All right, so it will be Henkel. Second down, back to pass, time again. He'll throw toward the sidelines. Receiver stumbled, though, with Salipa again. He stumbled as he looked for that pass, and now it's third down, and not only do you need a first down here, but you need to move it down the field.
Again, the left side is the place to go, but if they have those 2 crossing and the one guy goes to the corner, it is, I don't want to say it's open, but that's the spot. He right now, we get all the looks coming towards the broadcast center here.
Third down, game on the line right now.
Now he's looking. He's still looking.
Henkel pressured. He's going to go down. He went down softly, but it's a sack. And with just 11 seconds on the clock and a turnover on downs, that will do it.
Good, exciting game, and wow. It's 3 hours and 4 minutes, this game, and it's not over yet.
All that Westshore will need to do is just take a knee here, and the Rebels are going to come away with a victory and improve to 2-1 on the season in a game that was up for the taking today and tonight. And both these teams 1-1 start the season. We knew it was going to be a good game. Westshore, the defending league champs. Broncos hung in there, but you're going to look back probably on that fumble inside your own 20, and that's going to be a big part of how this game story is read.
Yeah, no, exciting, good game for junior football, and relatively shy of too many unsportsmanlike plays, etc. So no, it's been a good game. You got it. And Westshore deserves as much as Kamloops deserves credit to that.
One knee there from Borden, and now the clock will be able to run off there. Not 1 second ticked off on that clock. First knee. And now with zeros on the scoreboard, Borden will just take the knee, and that'll be the football game. Good game, and Westshore gets on the road with 3 straight on the road to start the season. They get the victory. Good game here tonight, Brian. Broncos, again, still trying to get over that hump. This game would have gone a long way in getting over that hump. Doesn't go their way tonight. How do you think, a moral victory with this one, or are they disappointed with the way how it ended?
Well, I think they have to be disappointed. They were so close. But in terms of a team coming together and giving the other team, a good team that won the province last year, they have to be happy for what they've done and how close they came. Yeah.
26th of August, Langley Rams in town. Next Broncos home action. They are on the road next week to the island. Brian, thanks for joining us. We'll do it again in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, John.
Final score, 25-21, Westshore Rebels over the Broncos. John Keane and Brian Olthius for BCFCTV.com. Have a great night, everybody.